Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we am I? In our game, it's not logical, but you contemplate, are we am I?
Here we are again. Here we are again, man. It feels like it's been forever. I mean, we took a whole night off last night. What's up with that? Like, I'm not. I guess I just feel like I'm not used to it anymore. I kind of missed you. What's up, everybody? We've got the Ducks and we've got the Vegas Golden Knights. Game 3, first home game in the second round at the Honda Center since 2018. And producer Hayden, I need you to show them what you showed me right before the show. You know the thing? The graphic thing? Yeah. That's who we're giving away tonight, Mr. Wylde. Can you believe it? He's, where is he? He's right here. This is our second intermission prize. And I'm kind of sad to have to give him up. I might have to keep him for at least the Ducks run. Nobody here around asked if I wanted to keep him. But now I can't because he's going to be yours right during the second intermission. Actually, you can sign up right now to win Wylde, courtesy of McFarland Toys. Link is in the description, so it should be easy to get to. And yeah, it's going to be a good old time tonight. Ducks have dominated play throughout this series, like absolutely dominated, top to beak to tail, you could say. But the Vegas Golden Knights found a way to win. And that's what you kind of have to do, right? You got to find a way to win. They did. They've done it. Now, the Ducks have got to, they got to basically win these games at home. Because here's the thing. Steve said it on the podcast today. You leave Anaheim tied 2-2. oh, that starts to feel Vegas-y, doesn't he? It does feel a little bit like, oh, I don't know if I like that. I think we need a 3-1 coming out. Now, Steve is not off the air yet over at the Montreal Buffalo game, which was a banger, by the way. Great game for Montreal. Great way to come back. And it's kind of worth mentioning, too, just some news and notes from around the NHL. I thought you should know this. Producer Hayden sent me a link from Punk Empire. Tickets to Game 4 in Philadelphia have plummeted after the Flyers have gone down 0-3 in the series to Carolina. You can get them now for $55. It was $308 a week ago. And I think in that series, we're just looking at a overmatched group, right? Like it sort of feels like that is about as good as it's going to get for the Philadelphia Flyers. And it's a shame because what a run it's been. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm kind of looking at this and going, you know, you got to kind of feel like it was house money to begin with and enjoy the ride. And you did. And maybe the ride's going to end, but damn it, it was good. It was a good time. Jack Maloney says, Adam, what do you think of Leo Carlsson? I thought this kid was slept on for years. He's a stud. Man, I keep saying it. Macklin Celebrini, Leo Carlsson, Connor Bedard. That's the new NHL. That's what it's going to be. Those three guys are going to be the top, and Macklin's going to be one. Leo's going to be two. He's going to be incredible. It's Hayden says, where's McKenna fit? I don't know. I haven't seen him play at the NHL level yet. I don't even know what team he's going to, Hayden. By the way, I think it's kind of funny that all of a sudden now, like he's been the odds-on favorite pick for 2 years for that first overall pick, and all of a sudden now, oh well, he's not because a bunch of rival GMs would go a different direction. Really, would they? Really, would they? Uh, Hayden said he saw someone's say the McKenna's comparables went from Kucherov to Bates Battaglia. Listen, is McKenna going to come in and score 50 points next year? Maybe not. I would encourage you to look at Macklin Celebrini's first season. I would encourage you to look at Jack Hughes' first season. I would encourage you to look at many, many, many other rookies who do good work in their first seasons, but don't become truly elite until year 2, year 3. And I think with McKenna, the fun part is if Austin Matthews decides to stay around, McKenna is a vision guy. He's a passer. He's a power play quarterback type player. This guy could be a perfect match for Austin Matthews. Could be incredible. We'll see what happens. Now, Dee Weiss is showing everybody in the chat why our emojis rock. The 12 ping pong ball is available for everybody who wants to use it because, you know, the only one that matters is number 12. The only one that matters is number 12. Detroit fan in Montreal says, just popping over from the Habs game. Have a great stream, Adam. Thank you all for coming over. Did Steve finish his up? Yes, he did. Okay, well, that's why everybody's coming over. So pumped to have you here. We are about to have a really, really good game, and I might sneeze. I'm about to sneeze right on camera. Insider J Money. Leafs need to draft Czech superstar. I'm not going to say that name, but thank you. Jack Maloney says, I think Stenberg is better than McKenna right now. McKenna has the higher ceiling, though. Stenberg already a 60-point guy. I guess we'll see. And you got to remember, too, like there's guys that are going to be in this draft that are even in the second and third rounds that are going to win hardware. Like PK Subban was a second-round pick. He won a Norris Trophy. Even in the top 10, Jack Hughes went 6th overall behind Philip Zadina. You just don't know. You don't really know. And I know a lot of people are really high on Chase Reed. He might turn into a phenomenal player. You just do not know. So I think it'll be, is there already a goal here? Get out of town. No way. No way. Sportsnet had it listed that they were going, wow, we have a freaking goal already. I'm not going to lie to you. I missed it. And I missed it because Sportsnet had it listed that they were going to go to it on the Western Channel. And of course they didn't. It's on 360. I really, 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 really don't like them for that. So my apologies. I guess I just missed it. Austin Walker said the number 12 was a kick in the balls for the Canucks. Sedin Magic 15 says, you know that I can never use that emoji, right? Yes, I do. Bad Flips and Birdie Putt says, I want to know when we're going to get a Wendy's logo. Well, we're gonna need Wendy's to do some sponsorship. We're not just gonna give that to them, you know. We have worked with them before on SDPN though. Fun company to work for because they like to do fun stuff. They're not like, oh, here's our brand, and we got to be really careful. They're really fun, really creative. I've always liked them. All right, so now that I'm on the right channel, and apologies to everybody, Sportsnet, for whatever reason, I don't understand why they do this. Just put the game on the TV channel, guys. No one cares about the interviews. Just put the game on the TV channel. Blue, white, flame. Okay, Adam. Game 3, go Knights, go! And they're already up 1-0. It's a pretty good start. Now, good shot by Jake Trouba. That's off the blocker of Carter Hart. Not the best start that you want to see in Anaheim for your first game back in the second round in 8 years, 9 years. Ground Jordan said, paying for Sportsnet, clown emoji. Well, we are a business. We need it to be reliable. Insider J Money, as a Ducks fan, we are the worst second round team. Insider J Money is a Philly fan and is oh, here we go. Big steal by John Carlson. I read some news today. John Carlson and the Ducks have already had exploratory extension talks. They want to keep him around, and he might want to stay because there's palm trees. And the puck's out front. William Karlsson with it. It went by John Carlson. There's so many Carlsons in this series. And out comes the third Carlson, Leo. Dropping it. Shooting is Troy Terry. And a good save by Carter Hart. Denise Campbell. Denise Campbell. And then Matthew Schaefer's. Oh, Terry's hurt. Uh-oh. He got a hit late. And he looks like he's okay. And there is some boos ringing out in the Honda Center. Denise Campbell said, and then Matthew Schaefer's in the world. That's right. I got to see the replay of this. The crowd just saw it. We haven't seen it on Sportsnet yet. So Terry takes the shot here. Oh, and he just gets flipping cross-checked in the ribs for no reason. That's Brett Howden. And I guess Kreider, maybe that's a payback for the Kreider hit on Hannafin? I don't know. That doesn't seem right. Yeah. Hayden saying that's right in the kidneys. No pads there. There's Brett Howden in the box. And you know what? He can stay there. Seneca cross the ice to Paling. And the puck is broken up. Remember, the Vegas Golden Knights have been unbelievable on the penalty kill this offseason. Oh, Nick Dowd with the steal across. And it was Kolasar had an opportunity there, just didn't get his stick on it. Lil Jet says, I'm hanging on to your unfulfilled sneeze. I know it's sitting back up here somewhere. Hasn't happened yet. Gauthier gets cross-checked a little bit there. Paling. And they're just digging for it behind, down near the net. And, Lacombe is able to keep that in. Gets it to Cutter Gauthier. Gauthier's got some open ice, and he shoots it wide. Paling along the half wall. He's got two guys on him. There's a broken stick in the corner. It's kind of stopping him from being able to get his stick over to puck over to Cutter Gauthier. And there's Jack Eichel trying to break it all up. Back to Jackson Lacombe at the point. 56 seconds to go in this power play. Lacombe to Gauthier. Tried to find him quick. And the Vegas Golden Knights are all over. It looks like Anaheim's going to switch to their next power play unit, which would be Unit 1. The great thing for the Ducks is they've got two very solid power play units. The bad thing is they're playing the Golden Knights, who are unbelievable. They, in their last 5 games, 19 for 19 on the PK. 19 for 19. The Ducks do not have a power play goal in this playoffs. And there's Mitch Marner with the steal. He's got Mark Stone with him. Mark Stone, Mitch Marner. Big save by Lucas Dostal as Mitch, with a backhand, tried to go 5-hole through Mitch Marner. By the way, for everybody joining us, Wild Wing will be given away just after the second intermission. Make sure you click the link in the description to sign up. Bad flips and birdie putts dropping 5 SDPN memberships. All you have to do is sign up, by the way. Here we go. Real easy. Wild Wing, the man, the myth, the legend. Look at Marner skating there. Vintage Marner, good backhand. Marner and Mark Stone on a PK is just not fair. Just call it what it is. Leo Carlson taking the face-off here against William Karlsson. And it is retained by the Ducks. Karlsson to Granlund. Granlund with the puck still, tried to get it across, and Terry is just not able to get it. This PK is, this power play is dead. And we're going back to 5-on-5 here. Ducks make the changes that they need to. Vegas makes the changes that they need to. Carlson. Puck given away. Marner created that. Nice little body check by Mitch Marner separating Leo Carlson from the puck. Created an opportunity, but not much to be made from it. Brett Howden just hit Trouba, but then he went down. I think he twisted his knee. And he is on the ice. He has not gotten up here. And the Ducks are going to try to take advantage of this as a 5-on-4. Howden is, I believe, still down. Did he go to the bench? I think he's gone to the bench, but that seemed like his legs just kind of got tied up in a weird way as he ran into Jake Trouba. Hasn't left the bench as far as I can see yet, as the puck goes down into the Vegas Golden Knights zone. Trouba keeps it in, but nobody there in puck support, and out come the Knights again. 13:25 left in the first period. 1-0 Vegas on a goal that I didn't see because Sportsnet refused to put the game on one of their main channels. Thank you, Sportsnet. I've got 360 on. We've upgraded our channel package. We love what they're doing. VL. Oh, VL gets a nice little cross check from Mark Stone coming through center. A little late, but it's the playoffs. It's the way it goes. Shot from Michikov. It stopped in front of the net. And there was a rebound sitting there for a hot second, but the Vegas Golden Knights, as they have done so many times this series, so good at clearing their rebounds. Carlson. Terry to Carlson. John Carlson shot. That's blocked. And there was a rebound. But Dowd was able to get down in front of it. So back to John Carlson. There's Dowd and Cole Smith have very similar numbers on TV, 22 and 26. Sometimes when you're play calling it, you're like, which one is it? Because it gets caught up in their back pad, and you're like, what? Bad flips and birdie putts. Sportsnet app is poo. Well, I'm not using the app. I actually have a cable package here. But even so, just put the game on, guys. Are we really doing interviews? Are we doing interviews? All right. Now, we go to commercial break. Let me see if I got some super chats that I got to get to here. Other than bad flips and birdie putts saying the Sportsnet app, the truest statement of all time is poo. Here we go. Alex in 799, I didn't get to you yet. What are Maddie's thoughts on this game? Maddie is not here with us because Maddie does the Wild and Colorado Avalanche series because Hayden, who is with us, needs to watch his team. And we respect that. And so Hayden is here with us tonight. And we will ask Maddie tomorrow what she thinks of this series. But Hayden, how are you feeling about your series? Down 2-0. Going home. Is it going to turn around? He says if Brodin and Eriksson Ek can play, it can go to 7. If they don't, it's over in 5. And you could hear a little bit of in his voice. But their best defensive forward and their best defensive defenseman. That's just bad luck. Pierre Guima says, what time does the pod come out? It's out. Denise says it's on Sportsnet now. What is on Sportsnet now? Yeah. The podcast is already up, guys. Jesse was not on today's show because he was a sick boy. He's rarely sick, but he was not able to make it on. I know he didn't like missing the show, but it's one of those things that happens. People get sick. That's funny. So Drew had to tell Jesse to get to relax because Jesse wanted to edit the SDP. And Drew was like, no, stop. I am doing that. You go to bed. Jesse's a worker, man. He works hard. Madman said Steve had surgery and did the stream. Well, he didn't have surgery. Steve had a scope done, which is not fun either. They did put him under, but not surgery. Those are two very different things. Retro Rob says, is the 12 the new 67 or something? It's the 12 lottery ball that got us the first overall pick, Rob. Come on. Get with it, buddy. As the puck goes out to center, 11-11 in the first. Gauthier through center. Gets it deep. Beats Braden McNabb to the puck. Gets pinned along the boards. Kaloran after it. Granlund. There's a lot more physicality in this game. I'm seeing Vegas really start to hit some guys. Back to the point. Shot. It's Trouba. Hart didn't know where that was. I think it just deflected off a body. Went a little high. Kaloran on at a weird angle, but it was able to get it on the net. Shot. Good rebound. And there's Dorofeyev. My wife keeps thinking, she's watching this series, she keeps thinking number 16, Dorofeyev, is Marner. And I'm like, no, he's 93 now. Here we go. So it's interesting. This period has not been like the most, like it's really not been the most scintillating. Here we are. We're halfway through it. Shots are 4-2. We've had a power play, but Vegas are so good on the PK that it was barely a power play at all. I think Anaheim would rather just decline their penalties at this point. Chris Bro says, do you do a game every night? I do, sir. And in fact, depending upon how this weekend goes, my assumption is that I'm going to be working every day into next week. I think that is offside. Ryan Paling tried to keep the puck in. If I'm looking at the schedule, let's have a look at this because I think I should know this. I know I've got a stream tomorrow night. It's going to be Avs and Wylde. And then Sunday night, Golden Knights and Ducks right here, 9:30. And then Monday, Avs and Wylde. That would be game 4. We don't know what time that'll be, but we assume sometime around 10 o'clock. And then if needed, actually it will be needed because this series is at least going to game 5. Game 5, Ducks Golden Knights will be Tuesday. And then if the Wylde and Avs get to game 5, that'll be Wednesday. And then if Golden Knights Ducks get to game 6, that'll be Thursday. So every damn night, every night. I got Thursday off this week, and next week, if both series went to game 7, I will not have a single day off. So it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. No, they do not line up on the same day, Hayden, which is why I can do a couple of series in the second round because they're never going to have the Western game on the same night as the other Western game. Yeah. Not here, thankfully. Not here. The first round's a little weird like that, but not this series. But yeah, it's going to be, it's crazy to think this, but if Montreal Sabres goes to game 7, which I feel like it should, because it's a good series, that would end on Monday, May 18. So that's 10 days from now. Hayden says, imagine the Habs go to game 7 again and they win. They would have to play the Carolina Hurricanes, who will likely have played 8 games, and they'll have had to play 14. That's what happens when you win your division, man. You get an easier road. People were mad at me for saying that, but that's a privilege, right? Of winning the division, you get to play the easier opponents, and they have played 2 98-point teams. When you look at Montreal, had to play 100 and well, Carolina, no, that's not fair. Carolina played Ottawa. Oh, here we go. Could be a goal, and digging away at it was Ross Johnston, but a great save and a great cover-up by Carter Hart. Jansen Harkins takes a nice hit to the face from the gloved hand of Mark Stone. Oh, yeah. Eichel for sure should have got a penalty there, but a good save by Rasmus Anderson. This puck should have probably gone in. So this is going to be another power play. Jack Eichel, who's one of the key power play or penalty killing specialists for this Vegas PK that's been so good, he's going to the box. And Tim Washy, dude, a guy that you signed out of college, just went into the offensive zone and drew a penalty. That's A-grade shit right there. The Ducks have something special going on with their pro scouting department. I got to say that. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Dominic James was a college signing too. That's right, to Hayden. Yeah. They've got good pro scouting. They really do. Like they're just awesome. Okay. Here we go. Puck back to Killorn. It's John Carlson. Oh, it's Terry, excuse me. Not Killorn. Terry, 19, not 17. Carlson to Carlson. John Carlson at the point. Down low to Leo. To Granlund. Granlund back to Leo Carlson. And the Vegas Golden Knights, as they do, as soon as you get that puck low, they'll let you have it at the blue line. They will not let you have it down low at the boards. It's crazy. It's like, watch them. Leo Carlson breaking in. He's immediately got 2 Vegas Golden Knights on him. Oh, referee gets tripped up by Chris Kreider. And I think Chris Kreider got tripped up by the referee too. Shot by John Carlson. And that doesn't make it through traffic. Granlund, 2 guys on him. Watch Vegas do this. If you're the puck carrier down low, you're going to have 2 guys on you. You got to move, move, move. There's no puck carrying down low. Shot by Leo Carlson. That is from a tough angle. Good save by Carter Hart. John Carlson tipped in by Granlund. And that one actually got through, but Carter Hart saw it the whole way. Kreider. Granlund gets pushed down. Or it wasn't Granlund, that was Kreider that got pushed down. And out come the Vegas Golden Knights. It's Marner. They're going to change. Marner's just going to try to rag this thing. Leaves it for McNabb. McNabb scores! What a goal by Brayden McNabb! And an assist by Mitch Marner. They were just trying to keep the puck low. But this Vegas penalty killing unit is unbelievable. You're going to get shots, but you are not going to get goals. And they scored, man. Big, big shot. Dostal, that was not one of his best moments. I think he's just a little too far to the left on his net. They're going to show it in a second. Look at Marner. He's at the end of the shift, and he's dropping it, and here comes McNabb. Dostal sees him the whole way. Lucas Dostal left way too much left side open. He just lost control of his post there. That's bad body positioning. You need a save. Dostal not having the best start to this game. .7:33 to go. This power play by the Anaheim Ducks is just a disaster against Vegas. And what I mean by that is they can't get anything through. Lacombe. Gauthier. Can't get any shots. There is no shooting lanes. Shot by Lacombe. Again, it goes wide. This Vegas PK has got to be the story of the special teams playoff. I got to mention it on the next STP. It's that good. Oh, here we go. We got a potential breakaway here, but Dostal's going to come out and play it. Pass up the ice. Ducks are going to get this one. It's Killorn. He's got Seneca with him. He's looking for a pass lane. Watch the puck support here by Vegas. 2 guys on the puck carrier at all times. Washy. Seneca bats it out of thin air. Grabs it with his hand. Back to the point, Lacombe. Trouba. Winds, shoots. Rebound. Nobody's got it. And it goes to the corner. Anaheim able to turn it back over. Washy with the shot. Puck goes past Trouba. Trouba with it now. Leaves it for Seneca. Ooh, bit of a suicide pass there and a potential breakout that was intercepted again by Jake Trouba. Listen, it's crazy. The Ducks have 9 shots. That's their 10th right there. Vegas has 3. But Vegas has got 2 goals. And it's crazy. Lucas Dostal's been the most consistent performer for the Ducks in these playoffs, but it looks like he's having a tough night tonight. They're going to have to bail out their goaltender if they want to get into this. Jay Benny said Vegas is better on PK than they are at 5-on-5. That's kind of true. Yeah. It is a crazy PK. Like, watch, again, it's boring shit like puck support Like, whenever you see the Ducks get into the zone, there are two Vegas guys that crowd them. So what they're doing is they're preventing the Ducks from getting any sort of rhythm going, any sort of pass rhythm going. And what's great for Vegas is they're penalty killers. Vegas is not the fastest team, but their penalty killers are very quick. Eichel, Marner, Stone still got some legs there. You know, you've got guys that can move. And there's a lot of support. It's working for them. The Bat Dad said, you said today Matz will set standards that are expected. Do you think Matthews has lived up to the standards as a captain that Matz expects? And if not, isn't that a culture issue he was hired to change? Yeah. I think that the Matthews, Marner, Nylander era had the highest standards? I do not. Carlson almost breaks in. If they did have higher standards, they would have won more. They had the talent. But I'm not saying that Matthews is a bad leader. I think sometimes you need people to teach you. Matthews is like 28 years old. You're not done learning at that point, right? So I'm sure there's shit that Matt's had to learn when he became a young captain that later on he was like, man, I wish I'd known that when I started. And that's what Matt's is there to do. Set the tone. Restore some pride. And I said it on the show today a little bit. Jeff O'Neill just came out and really set it on overdrive. Matt's never held the organization captive. He never let them twist in the wind while they figured themselves out. He just came and played. And, you know, at a certain point, this organization is going to have a chat with Austin Matthews. If he does not want to come back, then you've got to move on. You got to move on quickly. You can't have a conversation with him and he goes, well, we'll see how you do this June, and then July I'll make a decision. You can't do that. You can't run the organization like that. So at a certain point, he's going to have to let them know what he wants before all that. And I know he's waiting to see like how they execute their plan. Like, he's clearly not made up his mind. Okay, fine. But you better quick, because it's going to affect everything over the next 6 to 8 weeks. And you better figure it out. And I've said it all season. I understand his trepidation with the Leafs organization because it fell fast this year. But the Leafs gave you 9 straight years in the playoffs, and you leaving at the first sign of trouble is not a good look. There's no other way to say it. It's not a good look. First sign of trouble, you're just going to go. And that is a conversation he's got away. And remember, Austin and Mitch and these guys, they go elsewhere. It's not their team. Mitch Marner's just one of the guys in Vegas, which is what I think he wanted. But I don't think that's what Austin wants. I think he wants to be the star. And that's good. You want your star to be the star. That's a good thing. Like, I encourage that. But now, this team is built around you. You are the star. If you go somewhere else, you're not going to be the star. Like, let's say, like, one of the teams that Matthews, if he was ever going to go, one of the teams that we know would be interested would be Minnesota. Another team would probably be San Jose. Another team would probably be Los Angeles. I mean, every team would be interested, but, like, where would Austin go to play? Hayden likes the first option. I look at this and I go, okay, you go to that team. You go to, let's say Minnesota's able to scrape together the resources to make a trade for Austin Matthews, and he wants to go there because he's got all the trade protection. You're one of the guys there. That's Kirill's team. That's Quinn Hughes' team. You're not the guy there. Those guys are the guy there. You're one of the guys there. You might be third on that totem pole. And I think, Jeff made another great point, and he's right. If we want the Leafs to get better, Austin's got to get back to scoring 50 goals a year. That would go a long way, right? So it's amazing how this first overall pick has changed the calculus. And, as I've told you on the podcast, I'm willing to give John Chayka and Matt Sundin time. I have a lot of time for Matt Sundin. So if Matt's believes in John Chayka, okay. I had my reservations about John. I told you what those were. He's the general manager. I am ready for John Chayka to do a killer job because I'm rooting for him. I want him to do this. I want to be like, damn, I had some reservations, but holy shit, I was wrong. Gonna need the players to jump on board now too. And I have this sneaking suspicion, guys, this is just me. I haven't heard this anywhere. If Austin does decide to go, they'll do a reset, and I think Willie will be gone too. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Maybe you go, okay, we're going to get some assets for Matthews. We're going to get some assets for Willie. They will be significant. They will not be fair trades, right? Whoever gets the best player in the trade wins. So they will not be trades where you're like, oh, I'm thrilled. But there might be some really exciting young players coming back. And maybe we move on into the next generation now. There's so much available because of this pick. I just don't know where it all ends up, but nobody can. I don't think John Shaika and Matt Sundin know. So that's where it is. Puck is back in play. Oh, Ducks out front. Puck was free. Again, Vegas with these puck clearings, man. They're starting to, as this series goes on a little bit, figure out the Ducks' offensive game. And this is where a guy like John Tortorella is such a perfect fit for them. This is a veteran team. They don't need to be taught how to play hockey. They need a system to play within. John said, oh, I'm not going to switch up the system that much. Bruce Cassidy is a great coach. He has switched up some things. He's tweaked. And the players have bought in, and we're seeing the John Tortorella system work. Oh, we got Hellison and Dowd getting at each other a little bit. Chubb the third. Hello again. Today I extend my gratitudes to not only you, Adam, but the producers as well. Wishing you all the best. Hayden and Maddie and Robert Malloy as well. And Drew Livingston and Justin Fisher have done amazing jobs these playoffs. We all know that playoffs are a time where you're going to be a little bit tired all the time. And what a privilege to be able to be that way. But nobody here, I have to give everybody credit. Nobody complains. Nobody whines. Everybody gets to work, and we have a good time. We're very, very lucky. We got a great team here. Denise Campbell, she said, I think what happens with Matthews hinges on Berube. I agree. I know that people, some of the insiders are saying, Berube might stay or whatever. I think that's because they're talking to Berube's camp. I don't think the Leafs know. So I think it's premature to say, oh, Berube for sure is going to stay or he for sure is going to go. I don't think they know. Apparently, they're meeting with him this weekend. Blue White Flame, the Knights have the best PK of the remaining teams in the playoffs. We've just been talking about that. They've killed 2 incredible penalties already and scored on the PK tonight. Like, it's crazy. Sedin Magic 15, John Chayka, General Manager of Hockey Operations. It's a bizarre title. Mason McTavish isn't in. Hardrada said McTavish isn't in Anaheim. If we can trade him for a true top line center, we probably pull the trigger. McTavish isn't it in Anaheim. If we can trade him for a true top line center, we probably pull the trigger. Listen. Sometimes players and coaches don't match, and it seems like Coach Q and Mason McTavish don't. But if you think you're going to get a top line center for Mason McTavish, he is at the bottom of his value. You're scratching him in playoff games. You've got a former 3rd overall pick who's making $7 million a year, long-term deal. That's all great. But if a team is really good, they're going to look at you and go, why would I give you a top line center for a guy who's not even your 3rd line winger? It's a fair point, right? So, is it picks and prospects? One of the things that I would do with McTavish is just hold on. Why do you have to move on from him? Try to make it work. Do another season and then figure it out. Like, unless it's terrible and you can't do it, no way, I would keep going. Kreider. Back to the point. Minchikov has the puck drop over his stick. 2:05 to go in the first. Carlson to Marner. Back to Rasmus Andersson at the point. Oh, and there was a good tip being chanced there for Howden, and who's skating a bit still gingerly. He had his knee twisted up on a hit on Jake Trouba just completely by accident earlier in the period. He did have a tip there, but still not skating all that great. Everybody's fighting something. Girthy Bettman, I feel like the Knights have more shorties than power plays in the playoffs. Power play goals in the playoffs. Hayden, do they? They might. And it looks like the Ducks, they have 3 shorthanded goals. So Golden Knights to the power play here to end the period. This has been it's so funny. Lacombe is pissed about this penalty. I haven't seen it yet. It looks like it was an elbow call. This is, you look at the shooting stats and you look at some of the advanced numbers, and it favors Anaheim here in the first, but Vegas has the 2 goals. Why does Lacombe get a penalty for this? That's a penalty? That's a penalty. That's a makeup penalty, guys. That is not a penalty in the second round of the playoffs. What are we doing? So the Vegas Golden Knights have 3 power play goals in the playoffs. They also have 3 shorthanded goals. So you're almost right. Girthy Bettman, you're almost right. They are tied with themselves. 10 of 20, not to go off topic, congrats on the Kings and Generals comment. Definitely one of the pillars of the YouTube history community. Yes, Kings and Generals posted on our Vegas Golden Knights and Anaheim Ducks series preview, and I lost my mind because I was like, oh my God, I've been watching that channel for years. Love those guys. And I said, thanks for watching. And they're like, you're welcome. Sports Talk Chud, Ducks are fun, but they're clearly a year or two away. Although Chris Drury deserves executive of the year for how he built the Ducks. Amen to that, right? So true. And the Ducks got away with them when their Trouba had his clearing attempt intercepted. Dostal had the angle, but yuck. That's a yuck. And, you know, sometimes you play at home and there's so much excitement, and then you get on the ice and you're so nervous you let in an early goal. And you need time to just reset. And I think that's what's going to happen for the Ducks. They've gotten some shots, but they're not getting to the core areas that you need to do to score goals. And oh, Mark Stone looks like he's hurt. 50 seconds to go on this period. 118 on the Vegas power play, but it's effectively over if they don't score in the last minute or two here, or in the last minute here, because it's what are they going to start second period with like 10 seconds of power play time? I still can't believe Lacombe got called for that, but you know what? If they're going to do the makeup call and you're able to clear it, then you're able to clear it. 26 seconds to go in the first period. Oh, Paling with the interception. Tried to get it to Killorn. Michikov has it, and it is offside. 17 seconds to go in the first period. And the boos are ringing out. Ducks fans did not think that was offside. I don't really know. Detroit fan in Montreal. Stone hurts? Never heard that one before. He's been relatively healthy this season. Yeah. Hayden said it's crazy that his back held up through the end of the season now that the loophole is closed. You know, it's interesting. Every team that won the Stanley Cup from 2020 onwards. Oh, here we go. Oh, big play by Vegas, and they score again. And this time it's Mitch Marner, power play goal. That's Vegas' 4th power play goal of the playoffs. So Marner's got a power play goal. He assisted on a shorthanded goal. Dream first period for Mitch Marner. Dream first period for number 93. And Anaheim, what a disaster. This is crazy in front of your home fans. They're going to have to really climb back into this game, and this is just sloppy play. Minchikov and Trouba not back far enough. Trouba does not cover these guys enough, right? Like he's kind of flat-footed, and you got 2 Vegas Golden Knights to the right of Dostal and nobody there. And it's 2 of the most dangerous ones. It's Dorofeyev and Marner. Damn. Chub the third. What do you think about a Matthews trade to Dallas for Robertson, Lindell, and Bork, or give or take a few clauses get waived? I don't know. I'm not going to do Matthews trade proposals just yet because I like to do it off the top of my head and all that stuff. It's just like, you know, I love a good trade proposal. I love a good trade proposal, but right now, it's one of those things where you kind of go, I don't flip a no. To be honest with you, I have no idea. No idea. Period is over, by the way. Hayden, what are we doing for the intermission here? Okay, we got to choose your own clip here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's do that one. Is it most of the intermission? All right. So we're gonna do this intermission. I'm gonna save the other one for the second intermission. Don't forget, sign up for Wild Wing. You can win Wild Wing tonight. All you have to do is click the link in the description. Easy peasy. It's done. Let's go with the Carolina Hurricanes. Will they ever lose again? From the Steve Dangle podcast. When we talk about the Carolina Hurricanes, like people were joking at the beginning of this Philadelphia series, going, imagine Carolina goes all the way to the Eastern Conference Final and doesn't lose a game. They're one win away from doing it. And, in game 2, Philadelphia was looking like a team that could win a game.
Yep.
Maybe not win a series, win a game. Maybe push it to 5, maybe push it to 6. And then last night, Steve, they start strong again, had a really good first couple periods, and then it's like the Canes just broke them open. And the thing I want to talk to you about specifically was, did you see the Freddie Anderson sticking his toe out of the crease and then exploding backwards? And I thought, you know what? Good on you, Freddie.
It's weird. Flyers fans are going to absolutely hate this reaction. But,
Yeah.
This is an important lesson to learn for a young team, especially one that, is the Flyers and claims to play a certain way and wants to play a certain way. Best teams cheat. That is what it is.
Yep.
Best teams flop. Best teams get in your face. Best teams find a way to get away with stuff away from the whistle. Look who's getting punished. Look at who's starting the season suspended. It's
Ridley.
2 players on teams that went out in the first round.
That's a good point.
Sorry, fellas. It's a skill.
You got caught.
You got caught. Try not to do that next time. Best teams don't. We all know the Florida Panthers to be, bar none, the dirtiest team in the NHL. Back-to-back Cup champs. No one cares. Cry about it. I hate cry about it guy, and I would absolutely be cry about it guy if I was a Panthers fan. I think you should go cry about it. What are they? Are you going to start next game on the power play?
No.
Because Freddie Anderson stuck his toe out? No.
No, you're not.
No. So, I don't know, man. It sucks. I don't know what else to tell you. It's a flop. It's an enormous flop and a bad call. And it happened, and it happens every year. And Carolina might be figuring it out in front of our eyes.
And this is the thing, right? Like, we kept asking ourselves for years and years and years, when are the Canes going to figure it out and get to the next level? And I think having the Panthers not in the playoffs, because the Panthers are like, they have a doctorate in this.
They do
in
things
being
to
dirty and not like they've done multiple dissertations. They dug up the remains of the 1970s Flyers, 72 and 74, when they won the Cup. Those are the teams, like the Broad Street Bullies, the original ones, Bobby Clark and company. They're the ones. If you go back and you watch those series,
They're criminals.
First, they're goons, all of them. Legal murder. And I remember talking to Steve. Remember we had Dennis Marouk on?
Yeah.
And Dennis Marouk, by the way, Ken Reed wrote a book about him. Dennis is great. And he's the forgotten 60-goal scorer. He scored it in Washington. And we asked Dennis about Philadelphia, and he said it was very real that players would get Flyers flu, meaning that they would just pretend to be hurt or injured or not good to go against the Philadelphia Flyers, even in the regular season. And the Flyers, I mean, again, different game, different rules, different way of covering it, and obviously no instant replay back then. But the core of what those Flyers were remains the same today. And there are teams that take pieces of that, and there are teams that take that and make it their whole identity, which, the Boston Bruins since 2010 up until recently, that was their thing. And I think the Panthers do it even better than the Bruins of the 2010s. I'd say, you got your Boychucks and your Luciches and all the other guys that were amazing. Chara, Bergeron was dirty at times. McAvoy is a dirty player. I don't care what anyone says, but he's great at it. I say that as a term of respect.
Oh, the
Panthers were able to teach some of that to the Carolina Hurricanes, I think. And the Canes aren't dirty, but the Canes know how to get you, right?
Well, Taylor Hall's averaging a questionable hit per round now.
Yeah, that's
right.
Very true.
And
yeah.
he's already got his one in. They're gritty. They compete. They're not necessarily going to win any straight up wars, If you really drag them into the muck, you're not gonna. It's just not gonna happen. I don't think. But who's left in the East that's gonna do that? Who's left in the playoffs
That's going to
gonna
drag
do
him in.
that? I'm starting to really believe in the Hurricanes, man.
Yeah,
I'm starting to. I've always been like but getting over the hump. Okay, Buffalo had an incredible. Let's not start eliminating teams that aren't eliminated, but Buffalo was very convincing in game 1. Is it a Florida type game? Well, no. But they got some guys who can do it. Like that series, I think would be electricity.
You think Buffalo, Carolina, you mean?
Yeah, if you just go by the teams that are currently leading. By the way, one's leading 1-0, the other's leading 3-0. Attaboy Gare. And then you look out west. Who's the closest thing to the Carnival team? Vegas?
No, Vegas. I mean, and we'll talk about the Anaheim Vegas series. I haven't seen that from Vegas at all. Not even a little bit. And they should be doing that to Anaheim, by the way.
Then Mini?
And
they're down 2-0.
I know, and they're not. Mini's not dirty, right? Like they've got guys like Hartman's insane.
They can't.
Trenton can kill you, but
Yeah.
like, are they dragging you in? Like, what's the thing you always say about Matthew and Brady Tkachuk? They love dropping punches and complaining to the ref at the same time.
Yeah, the old Stamkos. It's so silly.
No one's doing that. I mean, Colorado maybe could if they decided to play that type of game, but is that their game?
Not really. Like this is their. You don't always win the Stanley Cup with your best team. Like I can't tell you if this is Carolina's best team over the Brendan Moore era. I can't. What I can tell you is I think this is their best shot.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to have a better one than this. And I don't think that should be controversial on account of they're one win away from sweeping their way to the sweeping their way to the conference final.
So they'll be the freshest team in the Eastern Conference final in what, 50 years? Like
they're going to have
who else has done this?
I saw something. I think it's since like it was either 85. Like this doesn't happen, right? There are some guys who by the end of the series could be fresher than they were in like February or something when the Olympic break came.
Yeah,
it's Rod Brendamore's money is going to be made off the ice potentially, but again, you got to win the series. They haven't won the series. You lose game 4 to Philly. You're not going to feel happy about it. Then all of a sudden, game 5, and you can't take your foot off the gas. You can't take your foot off the gas. You have an opportunity here.
They don't strike me as a team that will. I think the thing, though, and the other side of this, Steve, is that like the Pittsburgh Penguins were a 98-point team. So were the Flyers.
Yeah. So
the route to this is a heck of a lot easier for the Carolina Hurricanes if you want to play the other side of that. And I don't think that that's a very popular thing to say. Let's be honest. I haven't heard many people talk about it that way. And I know Canes fans are not going to like this, but we have to look at that. You know, like look at who Buffalo played in the first round. It doesn't matter really what the point total was, but I think Boston I'm pretty sure they had more points than Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Okay. So,
close.
And I would say that Boston's season was on par with Pittsburgh's at very least. Philadelphia charged at the end, right? Got past Columbus, got past the Islanders. But Boston is sort of in a retool rebuild. They still have a little bit of that old identity left over, although if you ask Bruins fans, it's all over and they need to blow it up. And we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, I feel like Buffalo had a really tough task in Boston. Boston is a very good playoff team. There are players on that team that are so strong. You know, you guys like, Zadorov in a playoff series. That's a guy you don't want to get locked in a cell with, right?
No.
McAvoy, obviously, the season he had, that poor guy had his jaw blown up more than anybody else. Like, he looked like a marshmallow at points this year, played hard. Pasternak is Pasternak in the playoffs. You know, you've got guys that were very injured as well for Boston. And there were games, the 2 games that I think Buffalo lost, like, didn't Boston kind of dominate them? And then the other side of that, the other first round series that I kind of point to is Tampa Montreal, which was a murder fest, right?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And so those teams really went through the furnace to even get to the second round. And I don't know what to expect from Montreal tonight. We can get to it next, but I do think that we got to give a little room for, well, hey, wait a second here. The Pittsburgh Penguins had an injured Crosby, an old Gino, I think washed Letang, although Letang looked a little better later in the series. And Stuart Skinner in net. Like, it's not. And then we got, the Rick Tocchet Flyers, who play stingy defense, going up against the kings of stingy defense.
Right.
The team that is the best, probably defensive team-wise in the league, systems-wise. Is that fair?
Year in, year out.
They're consistently that. So, we got to leave a little room for, hey, somebody could surprise us. And is the only way to beat them the Panthers way, Steve, or is it some other way?
The best way to beat them, but I will say this: go out in the first round Stars and the Wild, and we all
great series,
but we all looked at the standings and the fact that one of them was going to be out, and we're like, well, this is BS. This is crap. They shouldn't be playing each other. And you look out east, Carolina's getting the path they deserve, right? They earned this path. They did. This is what we've been asking for. If you are one of the top teams, you should be playing a weaker opponent. That being said, and I'm going to repeat this like we've said in past shows, heading into the playoffs, we were like, oh, you don't want to play the Sens right now. The other team was Philly. And they're killing them both.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So this is more and more, I'm like, it's their year.
I know Sens fans aren't going to love this, but let's just be honest about how that Senators series went. They embarrassed them. Wiped the floor with them. Senators didn't lead the whole series.
Insane.
Like imagine I had said at the beginning of the playoffs, and I had the Senators winning that series, by the way, moron. But imagine I'd said to you, I don't even think the Senators are going to lead once in this series. You guys would have laughed me out of the room.
Well, you'd be a Leafs homer hater.
Right.
Whatever. Oh, yeah, it's just your bias against the Sens. Listen, no one on this show had more pressure for this series than me. Because I said Canes in 4, and I got insider J Money friggin' in my walls. That guy is all over my mentions. I've seen him more than some family members over this past week.
He's a big Flyers guy.
And Carolina goes up 1-0. I'm like, okay, good. That's good. Keep going. And they go up 2-0, and I'm like, it's not enough. I still hate this. Flyers score. Fiddlesticks.
Right.
But who knows? Maybe it's Flyers in 7, although I seem to recall Jay Money saying Flyers in 6 last night.
Yeah. Okay, well, listen, I mean, it's the Senators, the Pittsburgh Penguins out in the first round, Philadelphia not playing the defense that I think we're accustomed to. And I also, listen, the thing is with the Flyers, and Flyers fans got to remember this too, you're playing with house money. Nobody picked you to make the playoffs this year. Nobody.
They're not treating it that way, though, eh?
They're not. They're treating it like we should win today, but that's Philadelphia, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And they beat Pittsburgh in the first round, and Gritty's throwing the Penguin off the top deck. Like, they got amped up, man.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're there, you might as well win. Like, yeah. I like that attitude. I don't love the, we're just happy to be here approach. It's a much easier time. It's a happier time, but like that's how we started this Leafs era off. Oh, we're just happy to be here. And, by the end of it, we weren't even happy to be there because we knew what to expect. It sucked.
Yeah.
If you're there, you might as well win.
Ready when you were. I'm sorry to take you guys away from the cat fights. I was just warming up my coffee, so Hayden put that in his filler. We appreciate you, buddy. And by the way, Hayden, I feel like we need to do like cat fight breakdowns. And I know they're all play funny, but we should go through like, do we do a 7-game series in the third round between your cats? Hey, Hayden wants CJ to do the player safety breakdown. I like that too. Detroit fan in Montreal said, "Dear Lord, the ESPN intermission is so bad." Is this on ESPN or is this TNT? I don't even know. Yeah, that was the TNT intermission with Biz and stuff, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't love unless you're just saying that you watched the ESPN earlier and you didn't love it. I'm with you. I find ESPN's coverage sometimes like they do such a great job with college football. They do such a great job with basketball. They do such a great job with everything. With hockey, it just seems stale, dry. You know what I mean? Like it's just like where's the camaraderie? Like I feel like there's some guys there that are like really, really warm, but then other times I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't know. It just feels like I don't know. Yeah. Now, Jody Shelley, who is on the broadcast, first off, I think he's really good at his job. He's also, I met him when we went to Amazon last year to do the Amazon Monday Night Hockey, Steve and Jesse and I. Jody Shelley is a first-rate human being. Really, really like that guy. Um, like excellent person. Actually, they all were so kind and welcoming to us, and I was just blown away by the team. But Jody Shelley's on this broadcast. I always shout out Jody Shelley. Now, Ville Husso is entering the game. This is his second appearance in these playoffs. He was, I believe, Dostal was pulled in the Oilers series in Game 4. And it just wasn't a great start for him tonight. He just didn't have it. Kreider behind the net. Ducks flying right into the Golden Knights zone to start. This is exactly what they want to do. But look at the Golden Knights clogging the front of that net. Look, always two guys, always. And they are after the puck carrier at all times, creating interceptions like they did right there. And they know that the Ducks defer to the point. They've got strong defensemen. And so they're always covering the pass back to the point. Once the puck gets there, they're happy to let you have it. But I think it's interesting, don't you? I think that's interesting. They're starting to figure the Duck system out a little bit in a way that I just don't think Edmonton had the ability to. I just don't know that Edmonton had the players in the same way. Just a thought. All right, here we go. Puck is up. Ooh, potential opportunity there for Seneca to get away, but he just couldn't get his long arm out to get it. Still, he's played great hockey tonight. Gets a big hit from behind. Legal hit from behind. Barbashev. Minchikov over to the far point. It's John Carlson. Bats it out of midair, trying to keep it in. Basically, Minchikov fired it at his knees, and Carlson, the veteran that he is, was able to at least control it. Theodore into Eichel. Eichel out front. Eichel got that puck just in front of Husso. Man, I hope Husso had time to warm up. Vegas with some good offensive zone pressure. Minchikov and Carlson have had a long shift. So is Seneca. And finally, the Ducks are able to get it out. Killorn dumps it in. Granlund after it. Oh, Granlund had an opportunity there. Took a funny bounce off the boards. Not able to get a stick on it. Just bounced over. By the way, if you don't mind, click like here. We need to get this channel out to as many people as we possibly can. So make sure you click like. And listen, I don't make the rules, but they tell me that the rules are that if you click like, it appears in more people's streams. And so we want more people to come on and enjoy SDPN. Come join us for the second period. Boom. Friday night. You guys could have been anywhere, but you're here with me, and I love that. All right, Magic 8 Ball, you sassy minx. Let's see what we have. Can the Anaheim Ducks come back and win this game? It says you may rely on it. Now, it's fair to say that in the series between the Ducks and Oilers that no lead was safe. So far, the Leafs have been pretty safe in this series. A 3-goal comeback would be huge here. Contos said, a bit late to the party here. Do the Ducks have any life in them? Yes, they do. That's the weird thing. They actually played pretty well. But for the first time in these playoffs, I would say that Dostal kind of let him down. Just is not, was not, especially the PK goal, man. Oh, that was brutal. Like, I don't blame him for the Marner goal, which was the third goal, but the second goal from Braden McNabb, which was assisted by Marner, yuck. It was just yuck. "17 minutes to go." Okay. William Karlsson coming back has been so key for Vegas. He's come back, and not only has he come back from a severe injury, but he's looked like himself. The defensive side of the puck, what he brings them, he's back playing second line center, so he gives them that depth at center. They tried him at wing the first couple of times just to get his sea legs, and he's looked really, really strong. If you're looking for him and you don't know his number, it's number 71. I've been a big fan of this player a long time, since he scored 40 goals after the expansion draft. But, you really saw it in Vegas when he wasn't there. They had a very weird year. They probably should have won the division in a walk. But with a guy like him out and Tomas Hertl declining, I think, more rapidly than people want to admit, losing a guy like William Karlsson's tough. And he has come back and brought a whole new dimension. A lot more depth on this Ducks team, I think. On this Vegas team than there was in Edmonton. Oh, big hit. Oh, Helleson caught Marner, and Marner is back up, but holy moly. That was a big, big hit. Oh, no, it was Ross Johnston. Excuse me, not Helleson. Why did I say Helleson? It's Ross Johnston. That's what he does. Oche, down to Killorn. Ducks trying to get some momentum here. They need a goal to kind of start to feel good about themselves. And they're not getting a lot of, there you go. There's an opportunity through. It did go over the net, but that's the kind of thing you're looking for. Redirected shots. You're looking for bodies in front of the net, redirected shots, and you need a rebound, and they're just not able to get the second shot in. Seneca tries to make a move at the blue line. Puck is stripped. Barbashev. Sissons tried to get it. Seneca wheels back. Puck is in. It's Sissons. Out front. Oh, I think he almost found Barbashev, who's wide open. And that puck is blocked by Minchikov, and out come the Ducks. Man, Barbashev looking dangerous. VL is offside. And there he is with Keegan Colasar. And you just feel like at some point this series, those two are going to drop him. Don't you? Don't you? And the puck just kind of flipped over the net on that one. But that kind of shot from Trouba is exactly what you need. You had Killorn in front of the net, exactly where he should be. Oh, it went off the face of Shea Theodore. Ooh. Wow, Johnston just leveled Marner. But you know what? Clean hit. Marner's right back up again. Clean both ways. I have to be honest with you guys. I'm having my espresso a little bit early tonight. Usually have it in the third period, but Steve and I had to record the STP at 8 a.m. because Steve had a scope down his throat for his health issues, and then Jesse wasn't here, and then I had to do Nail in the Apex with Tim right before I started the stream. So all these days of recording in a row, and your boy's a little tired. He's in need of a little bit of a jump here. It's looking like what's crazy is that these series go long. the Ducks and the Avs. The Ducks in Vegas, Avs and Wild. Your boy's going to be working on probably the next 10 days straight. And let me tell you something. Even producer Hayden, who's always fired up, is a little tired because he's been watching late night playoff games, and then the next night he's been doing late night playoff games with us at STPN. And he was up with Steve and I this morning at 8 o'clock in the morning recording us. So, Hayden, got to give him a big round of applause here, too. No one's at 100% in the playoffs. Dowd in front. Why didn't Dowd shoot there? Oh, Dowd just absolutely axed the shoulder of Helleson. Look at that. Not Helleson, Husso. Oh, and then he crunches a guy. Listen, Anaheim better stand up for their guy there. Husso just got, he got karate chopped. That's crazy. Wait till they show the replay of that. That's bonkers. I can't believe he got away with that. Woo-hoo, baby. Terry across the ice, shot, in, rebound. Oh, Leo Carlson came in with the redirection, and Troy Terry was just not in the right spot at the right time, but there was a big, fat, flipping rebound available. .13:05 left in the second period. Ducks have, to their credit, again done some really good things on the offensive side of the puck, but they're not able to sustain it for long enough. And Vegas are able to batten down the hatches, park the bus. They can park the bus, and they can really park it now. It's 3-0. One of the things that happened in game 2 was that Vegas was up, but as soon as the Ducks score, well, now Vegas has got to come back, and they got to score another one, and that doesn't suit their game as well. Cutter Gauthier, not Granlund, Paling, down low to Gauthier. Gauthier, backhand pass, backhand shot, and it just kind of, Carter Hart saw that the whole way. Girthy Bettman said Dowd was doing his best Pietrangelo impression. Very true. Remember that? Was that against Darnell Nurse? Oh, it was Draisaitl, right. He just chopped him. Yeah, and he only got a game for that. And the puck is out. VL in a foot race. Nice play to keep that puck away from the very dangerous Pavel Dorofeyev. Probably the best goal scorer on the, pure goal scorer on the Knights. VL. Trouba was pinching. Back is Minchikov. And you know that Smith would have wanted to give him a good hit there. So apparently, according to our chat, it looks like Mark Stone isn't coming back. Honestly, to me, that looked like a nothing play. Do you guys think maybe he pulled a groin or something like that? Uh-oh, we got it. Good save by Billy Husso. We had a... Woo. Okay, Mark Stone's back on the bench then, Gary Lawless says. Yeah, Gary Lawless, Vegas Golden Knights reporter. Big save on Colton Sissons. He had two really good opportunities on that. Tried to go 5-hole, but Billy Husso able to make the save. Good save. A damn good save. DDY said someone should remind Stone that he's only supposed to fake an injury in the regular season. Alex Mercer, hola, Adam. Trying the new McDonald's drink, the blue one, so tasty. Which ones do you like? I don't know that I've ever... What's the McDonald's blue one? Dirty something? So it's an American thing. Okay, so they're... Oh, so they called them dirty something, and then people thought they were alcoholic. Okay, that's interesting. Handsome Rage says, why is Husso in? Because Lucas Dostal did not have a good first period and led in 3 goals, and it wasn't good. Ian Ball says, it's windshield washer fluid. No. It does look like that. Conto says, as a man in his 40s, I nearly pull my groin at every beer league play. Yeah, so we don't have the blue drinks up here first. Usually, though, Canada gets that stuff before the United States because Canada and Australia are seen as good test markets for Americans. So oftentimes we'll get a variation of something that hasn't appeared in the States yet, and they'll try it out here. And if it does well, then they bring it down south. But we're like less of a financial risk because we're not as big. Laura says they're called refreshers. I've had the mango pineapple one and the itty bitty boba. So we have refreshers here, but are they not? Aren't the refreshers aren't they Tim Hortons? Don't they call them refreshers? Or is it Starbucks? One of the two of them has something like that. Yeah, they probably have. I'll use that phrase. You're right, Hayden. You're right. Anyway. All right, here we go. Offensive zone faceoff of the Vegas Golden Knights. It's won by William Karlsson. What an ad back he has been. Marner gets to go back to the wing, play where he's supposed to, and boy, has he had a great game tonight. Marner with a goal and an assist. And the Vegas Golden Knights are also doing this thing called pushing people off the puck. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but there's been a lot of pushes and now how about oh, you want to skate with the puck? How about no? And they're not hits along the boards. They're like open ice pushes. It's working. Granlund across. Tried to find Seneca. Seneca just could not get his stick free. Paul says refreshers are Starbucks, and I think quenchers is Tim Hortons. Oh! And Marner with his second goal of the game. This is his first point, even strength. Mitch Marner gets a beautiful pass fed to him. Billy Husso was spread out about as far as you could be. And in 10 shots, the Vegas Golden Knights have 4 goals. Wow. This is a outright disaster for the Anaheim Ducks. First home game in the second round since 2018, and we're not halfway through it. You're down 4-0. This is a stinker. Wow. Marner with a phenomenal move. Putting that playoff monkey on his back to bed. Although it was never the early games that were the problem. It was games 5, 6, and 7. Just saying. But that was a great play. Got to respect game. That's the Mitch Marner that you want to see. That's a guy who's confident, relaxed on his game. Ryan says, I was listening to the SDPN segment on the way home, on this series on the way home. Opening up the stream to see the score is the funniest possible outcome. Sadine Magic 15 says, I feel like we could all go to bed early, but if you do, I will be here all alone. And I wouldn't want that. By the way, good time to remind you all that Wild Wing is up for grabs tonight. Although I'd be sad to see him go because we've had a good time hanging out so far in these playoffs. But Wild Wing is up for grabs. All you have to do to win Wild Wing from McFarland Toys, thank you to them, is go to our link in the description, enter your name, and it's excluding the United States and Quebec because tariffs and Lotto Quebec. Apologies, but that's the way it is. Everybody in Canada, every other place, here you go. You can get them. Sign up right now. Somebody said both home teams not showing up tonight. That's true. Man, let's talk Montreal-Buffalo for a second. It was like game 1, but completely in reverse. I couldn't believe Buffalo played that bad. I can believe Montreal played that good. But I wonder if game 3 for them, which is, I believe, tomorrow night, I wonder if that game's going to be like super close. No, wait, that can't be tomorrow night. It's going to be Sunday night. I'm doing a stream tomorrow. Then we got a doubleheader, Steve and I, on Sunday night. So be on the lookout for that. Mike Robichaux. So was Marner really the problem? Yeah, Marner underachieved in Toronto. If he achieves in Vegas, it's still on Marner. Hey, Hayden said it's nuance is dead, Adam. Nuance is dead. Listen, he can go and win the cup in Vegas. He probably will. But the reality is he underperformed in the playoffs in Toronto. If he performs in Vegas, good for him. I both can be true. And you know what? I'm not mad about it. I'm happy for him. I think ultimately, like, it became there's so much that went into the Marner thing. And I think the Leafs have a lot of blame there. And I think the Marner camp has a lot of blame there. Just being honest with you, knowing what I know. But, sometimes it's best to break up and move on. And I kind of, as a guy that, like, my kid's first hockey jersey was Mitch Marner, man. Like, I still have her little Mitch Marner jersey. It's a It's sad that it didn't work out differently. I'm not mad at him. I just feel like it should have been better. You know what I mean? It should have worked, and it just didn't. Yeah. Well, Hayden's like, so there's Stone walking off. They're showing Stone here for a second. So is Stone not? He's back. He's not on the bench now. I think they got. I think he left the bench there. They were showing that Hayden. So Mr. Lawless, we should follow his account, or I should follow his account. Maybe tweeting about that soon. Sedin Magic 15 says, "Well, I can't leave you all alone here, buddy." Thank you, sir. Anyway, I wish Mitch all the best. He gave us some beautiful memories in Toronto. It's a shame it didn't work, but if he's happy now, then I'm happy. Good for him. I'll always be a fan. Like, I've thought about it. The guy annoyed me a little bit, but how can you not be a fan? I mean, he did so many great things in the community, and he did. He had so many great moments for the Leafs, was a part of the turnaround out of the dark ages. How can I be mad at that? You know, time heals all. And I'm sure there will be a time where Mitch he's not going to have his number retired or anything like that. But I'm sure there'll be a time where he walks out at center ice and drops a puck or something like that. I mean, if Vince Carter can mend fences, Mitch Marner can mend fences in Toronto. And I'm happy for him. Look at Vegas. Like this Anaheim Ducks team is going to be a problem for a long time to come. But I think they have a lot to learn from Vegas in this series. You got to remember, a lot of the guys that won the Cup with Vegas in 2022 are still here. No, that was Colorado. Colorado was 22. Vegas was 23. And they beat the Panthers. Like, this is a good matchup for the Ducks, whether they win or lose this series, because you're going to see how teams like Vegas get down in a game or get outplayed in a game and still win it. And they have, for my money, been outplayed in every game this series, including this one. This one just happens to be stinky goaltending. But you're going to have people tomorrow that didn't watch the game who are going to say, oh, yeah, Vegas rolled in and dominated. They haven't. They flat out have not dominated this game. And you guys know that from watching it. But they find ways to win. That's a Stanley Cup team. And I wonder now, it's funny because McDavid called this division a bit of a pillow fight. Well, one of these pillow fight teams, and it looks like it might be Vegas right now, is going to go to the conference final. And yeah, they'll have to play Colorado or Minnesota, who I would say are both better teams, but still no slouches here. And you do see the things with Vegas that they're just able to. There's little things that they know how to do in the playoffs that the Ducks haven't learned yet. This is why if I own an NHL team, I'd say to the guys, like, listen, if we get eliminated in the playoffs and I had a young team, I'd be like, I expect you all to watch these playoffs. I expect you to learn from these, and I'm going to be checking to see what you learned. Okay, we got a little bit of a fast break here. This is going to be good for the Ducks. VL with Gauthier. VL, again, look at the way that Vegas just absolutely clogs up the center of that ice, especially the slot. VL walked into the slot, and there are 4 Vegas Golden Knights back. What are you supposed to do with that? This is where Torts' system really, really works. .756 left in the second. Carlson. Puck back to Hellison. I think what the Ducks are going to have to do, honestly, in the next game, McTavish is going to have to come back in. You need that scoring punch. No disrespect to Ross Johnson or Jansen Harkins, but, like, are they getting you goals? Probably not. Probably not. Ryan B1, will we get a competitive game this series? We've had 2 of them. The game 3 here, I mean, it's weird. I mean, Dostal was terrible in the first period. Let's just call it what it is. This game would be closer if they'd had normal goaltending. I still think the Golden Knights would be leading, but maybe not 4-0. It might be like 2-0. Dostal legit let in a couple of stinkers. Let's just is what it is. Dorofeyev just got knocked down by a player and then knocked into another one. I think it was Gauthier who knocked him into Hellison. Didn't look like a comfortable landing because I think his head hit Hellison's knee. Eichel behind the net. Back out to the point. McNabb with the shot. Or was that Anderson? I can't tell. Is it 3 or is it 4? It's McNabb. I was right. McNabb with the shot in. Rebound. Oh, and Hurdle had a couple of swipes. Sorry, Barbashev had a couple of swipes at it. And a good save by Ville Husso. Carey to Paling across the ice, and it would have been a great pass to Gauthier, but it jumped his stick at the last second. He would have had a great opportunity. Trouba back to the point with Lacombe. Lacombe trying to find a shooting lane. Washi and VL are out there. Back to the line. That shot makes it all the way through. Carter Hart with the save. Washi behind the net. He's got the puck. He's alone. That's rare. Lacombe at the blue line. Puck went through all that traffic, and Carter Hart has the body positioning on it. Look at this save by Husso as we go to break here. So Dorofeyev gets it down, or sorry, not Dorofeyev, Barbashev gets it down, and Husso just is like, I just got to lie down and get that stick out there. Girthy Bettman says McNabb has more goals than Hurdle since March. 4 of them. Listen, nobody wants to have this conversation. But we know from Hasso, you guys probably don't know the name Hasso-Plattner unless you're a Sharks fan, but Hasso-Plattner did a great interview with Sheng Ping from San Jose Hockey Now. And Sheng's a really, really, really good reporter and a really nice guy. I met him in San Jose. We followed each other on Twitter forever. But I met him in San Jose, and then I saw him in Toronto as well when the Sharks were in town. And he did a great interview with Hasso-Plattner. And at the beginning of it, Hasso talks about the Hurdle trade and why they ended up making it. And he was like, I guess Hurdle went to the Sharks and said, listen, guys, I've got a potential injury that's a ticking time bomb. I want a chance to win a cup. Can you trade me? So they traded him to Vegas. And it's like Thomas Hurdle doesn't look, to me anyway, in these playoffs, anything like the guy that we used to see. And I think that contract is going to be hard for them to manage as it goes on, because you're talking about a guy who put up a respectable 50 points this season, but this is a guy you're expecting 65 out of, I guess 58. That's not bad. In the playoffs this year, he's got 2 assists. And maybe having William Karlsson back is going to help, but I do wonder about the long-term viability of Mr. Thomas Hurdle. Mike Hunt said, did you play in the... Oh, Mike, why is your name Mike Hunt? If I say that too quickly, I'm in trouble. Did I play in the NHL? Honest question. No. D.D. Weiss said they could trade Hurdle for Nurse. Yeah, maybe they could. I don't know if they'd want that Nurse. That Nurse deal is so long. There's still 4 years left on that. And I look at Morgan Riley's deal. Same thing. There's still 4 years left on Riley's deal. Who's my NHL doppelganger? So Hayden looks like Noah Dobson, apparently. My ex-co-host TJ, if you look up TJ, on-air TJ on Instagram, looks exactly like spitting image Jordan Binnington. Like almost completely different personalities. He looks exactly like Jordan Binnington. I don't think I have one. Conga says Lacombe, Trouba, Karlsson look exhausted every time Vegas turns the puck over 4-0. I would change the lines. Go Cutter, Leo, Seneca, Terry, Granlund, Kreider. Need a change. You know what, Conga? I agree with you. And I think the deployment, Joel Quenneville has gotten off his game a little bit in this series. Like, his deployment in game 1 was kind of dumb. Like, Gauthier, I think, got 14 minutes, which is just, he's a trigger man. And then you've got him playing with, who you got him playing with tonight? He's got Michael Granlund, which is good. But, like, I feel like, I know Troy Terry and Leo Karlsson are good together. Why are you not putting Karlsson, Gauthier together? Karlsson is your best play creator. Gauthier is your best shooter. He's a trigger man. He needs the puck. Karlsson's the guy that creates the most opportunities in the NHL right now. He's leading the NHL in opportunities created on the offensive zone side of the puck. Put them together for a couple of shifts even. Doesn't have to be all the time. I understand spreading the wealth. And if you're worried about Troy Terry, okay, well, you can move him down to the second or the third line. Move Seneca up, who's been great, who just hasn't appeared on the score sheet that much. There you go, Leo Carlson with a shot. And a good save by Carter Hart. Eichel. Sports Talk Judd says Coach Q has been off for sure. He stuffed the Oilers into a locker, but I don't like. I like Anaheim's game plan here, but I don't love he's a little too in love with his fourth line. The fourth line's effective, don't get me wrong. Oh no, Hines has his stick broken. It just like literally the worst possible time, but he gets it over to Seneca. Where is that puck? Seneca's with it. Holy smokes, they got lucky there. Seneca with his shot. Nice block. Again, Vegas with the blocks, man. Anime Cowboy, common theme in all the teams right now is weak goaltending. Steve may be right to think it's possible for a goalie to come out of retirement to win a cup. He might be, yeah. Yeah, it's true. Hayden thinks that Marc-Andre Fleury could lead any of these teams to a Stanley Cup final. I think so too. I'm sure that it never happened, but I would never have been surprised if some team just signed him at the deadline, because you can still do that. Puck is, oh man, this period went fast. 2:21 left to go. Marner on the half wall. Down low to Barbashev. Barbashev, who was the hero of the Vegas Golden Knights Cup run a few years ago. Been pretty effective tonight. Lots of opportunities. Carlson back to Marner. This line looks phenomenal. Marner scores. That's a hat trick. Mitch Marner. I think that's got to be his first career playoff hat trick, and that just squeaked through the pad of Ville Husso. Mitch Marner is absolutely on a tear. They are throwing hats in the Honda Center. That is not the team that the Honda Center wants to see scoring a hat trick, but here we go. Wow. And this is Paling just giving the puck to Marner, who starts his own play. And then Barbashev, good work on the boards against Hellison. Marner in there. Again, Vegas always with the puck support. They always get a second or third guy on the puck handler, whether it's their guy or the other guy. And that straight up, Ville Husso's got to stop that. Like, you're on the post, Ville. How does Marner slip that through? That's bonkers. Wow. I think it even surprised him. Bonkers. Wow. I'm not on Twitter right now, but I bet the Toronto Maple Leafs are getting dunked on. Grug778 says, so sad Jesse was not there today to talk about Bouchard being snubbed for Norris finalists. Haven't watched yet. If you got to do it today. We stuck to a couple of things. We talked about the playoff series, and then we talked about some of the Toronto Maple Leaf stuff. I gave you guys some info from what I'm hearing about Sundin's role in the organization, because, Sissons gets nailed from behind. And I think we are going to have a power play for the Vegas Golden Knights. Dan Patrick said, are we sure it was Marner that failed the Leafs and not the other way around? I think it can be both. VL just crushed Sissons from behind with a cross check. Oh, yeah. So now I think what's going to be interesting to watch is, how does Anaheim handle being down 5-0 at home? You got to show some fight. Maybe that's not the way you want to show some fight if you're VL, but you got to show something, right? I think if you got tough guys on the team, you got Ross Johnston in the lineup, you got Jansen Harkins in the lineup, you got VL right now in the penalty box. It's time to start grabbing some jerseys. It's time to start being a little, not anything dirty, just rough stuff, glove. Like, you're not going to come into our building and we're going to lay down for you. That's what the Ducks they've got to do that here. You've got to send a message that, okay, you got us tonight, but we're still going to make you hurt. We're going to give you some bruises. We're going to give you guys maybe you've never had a face wash in hockey before. I have. When you get a sweaty glove all over your nose, it's disgusting. And face washes are the worst. Like, it's gross. 1:25 left on the power play. Marner looking for goal number 4. Dorofeyev gets the puck over to Eichel. Paling not able to get that puck out, but he's got Sissons along the boards. It's Eichel handling the puck to Marner, both at the blue line. Marner to Eichel. Eichel's probably going to pass to Marner. Oh, look, there it is. Marner tried to make the pass into Hurdle. Eichel going to have a shot, and that goes wide of the net. Dorofeyev was able to stop it before it rings around the boards and out. Dorofeyev down low. Eichel, Marner. Jack Eichel. Hurdle with a shot. Husso with a great save. Well, a normal save. It just looks great because the Ducks have not gotten any goaltending tonight. Austin Walker, someone at Leafs HQ just broke everything in their office after that. Yeah. I don't think anybody from the Marner era is left or will be in a few weeks. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of movement there. Oh, and Ville Husso is going to go take a penalty. He played the puck in the corner in the area you're not allowed to play it. That's a penalty, right? Or is it just a face-off? That's a delay of game penalty. Husso should have just let this go. Why did he do that? Boy, if you're Joe Quenneville, you got to sit down with your goalies after this and go, guys, you got to be ready to play some hockey at home. This is not how we are in front of our home fans. Are you joking? And I know I respect John Carlson here talking to the ref about it, but like, you can't. You just simply cannot. I haven't seen a goalie take a penalty like that, I don't think, ever. Like, that might be the first time that's been called in the NHL this season. Look at Quenneville. He's like, fuck me. He's like, look at him. He just doesn't know what to do. Habs Absolutely Hockey says, why is Ville Husso playing and not Dostal? Because Dostal was garbage in the first period. He's horrible. Go look at NHL Game Center if you get the chance in the intermission. Check out the first and second goals, especially the Braden McNabb goal. Dostal was just not on his game. And the fans are letting the Ducks have it. They're booing them. And they say Toronto's a hard place to play. The Ducks just got booed at home. All right, now, we're going to do a little bit. How long is this clip, Hayden? Okay, so I'm gonna hang out and talk to you for just a little bit. See Wild Wing here? I know the Ducks are losing. Look at our little Wild Wing on screen too. Look at Hayden bringing the graphics package, right? The graphics package. So Wild Wing here and I have become really good friends. But Justin Fisher decided that tonight was the night to give Wild Wing away. And I didn't know we were putting Wild Wing up for adoption, and I'm not happy about it. But at least we need to make sure he goes to a good home. Now, if you're in the United States, I'm sorry. If this were a couple of years ago, we would absolutely send him to you. But because of the tariffs, we can't. It would cost us like $100. In Quebec, you got weird lottery laws. I don't understand them. And they need us to pay you. We're supposed to pay Lotto Quebec or something, so you're out too. If you have an issue with that, contact your local congressman and your local MP up here in Canada. We would love to give you prizes. I don't understand why the prizing rules are like that. But for everybody else, that means you're in Canada and you're not in Quebec, and you're not in the United States, you can win Wild Wing right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description. And he is, as you can tell, he's got some toot. This Duck's got attitude. This Duck don't take no guff, all right? This is the Duck you send in to talk to the goalies, because he's their third goalie. He's got the goalie pads on. I'm just saying. So get it done now, because at the end of the second intermission, we close it, and then we draw a name, and if that name is yours, well, you're going to get a fun little package in the mail, don't you? All right. Okay. Oh, yeah. So, Producer Hayden, we've got, listen, for our Formula One fans, Hayden, what do we have? Is Kimi Antonelli the next great talent in the sport? Max Verstappen is threatening to leave. Is Kimi the next one? Check it out. And if you don't know Formula One, check it out too. Because you know what? I'm telling you, you would love this sport. Just got to give it a chance. Check it out. Kimi Antonelli gets his third win. And, Mercedes has had an incredible start to the season. And I just want to talk about this driver because, he had a good start to last year, finished on the podium pretty early. and then had a real drop off midseason. His season kind of was like a U, right? It was sort of like, really, really good performance, lost confidence, gained confidence towards the end. He seemed to be back on track. This year, and again, we've missed an entire month of racing, and maybe they'll get one of those back. You're seeing a guy who took a literal month off, came back and won another race. And, he's 19. And also doesn't seem nervous by it all. I'm sure he does get nervous, but my sense of Kimi Antonelli, and this is what I wanted to ask you about first, is he seems to be a very relaxed, happy guy, very close family. They kind of go with him everywhere. He's got a good support system. I just feel like there's something about this kid that there is, like, I'm starting to see what Mercedes saw years ago when they signed him. Like there's something really special here.
Yeah, I think so. This is a Total Wolf project, right? It was Total Wolf. They identified him in karting, and they saw and couldn't believe the things that he was doing in karting, and they were like, that's going to be our guy right there. That's him. That's our next super talent, and we've identified him. Let's bring him in and move him up. And so I think we are starting to see the value in Kimi Antonelli and what Total Wolf sees for sure. And I guess, value is the wrong word. I think we're starting to see the talent that he has. Yeah, the potential. That's the better word. And I think, Adam, like, if we look at the regulation in the cars, are they easier to drive? Like, these are all like questions that have been proposed and are out there. But I think at the end of the day, like, this is the regulation we're in. These cars are fast as hell.
They are fast.
They are at times challenging to tame. And I would say he's doing a really great job at all those things. So that points in the direction of this could be the next sort of generational talent that we've got here coming in to F1. And it's super exciting. And I can see why people are just so excited about, a 19-year-old leading a driver's championship. I see it too. I'm excited about it as well. I'm excited to see if he can hold on to it, for sure. I'm excited to see him grow throughout the season because, like you had said, Adam, ups and downs, he had them last year. For sure, he's going to have them again this year, right? I think George is in a down right now, and Kimi's on an up. Yeah. One of the things that was funny was hearing from Total Wolf after the race. One of the most important things is trying to keep Kimi's feet on the ground. Essentially, is not letting this get to him, not letting it get into his head. Antonelli,
don't get too high, don't get too low.
Exactly. Antonelli told me in the media pen, he's like, look, I can't think about the championship. He's like, I can't, because I need to make sure I focus on the next race. Because for him, if he starts looking too far into the future and too far ahead of himself, that's when I think he's going to create problems for himself. Having his family around,
stay in the moment, right? Don't get anxious, that sort of thing. Yeah. Okay.
Having his family around Adam is really important. And I think it's really important to the structure and helping him keep his feet on the ground, helping him stay humble and also helping him stay in that moment. And those were things that Toto had pointed out, like how important it was for his dad and his family to sort of help keep him grounded. Try not to let him do too many, one-to-one interviews with like guys like myself, which I hope I actually get to do when we get to Canada. Fingers crossed. I know we got some other really cool ones that are lined up, but I really want to talk to Antonelli a little more one-to-one. But again, I digress. I think we're seeing someone really special here, Adam, because I think someone like his stint, I want to say, like his opening stint was good, but it was the closing stint for me that really impressed me. You had Lando,
why is that?
you had Lando who was chasing. You could see him push.
He made life pretty uncomfortable, right?
Exactly. Close the gap. And Antonelli it didn't phase him. He was able to extend and then reopen the gap. And I think that's a driver who's able to really not think about the pressure, but essentially think, okay, Lando's coming. Okay, I got to make an adjustment, and I need to focus on the next corner. I need to focus on the next braking zone. I need to focus on, and just staying like you said in that moment.
And I don't mean to interrupt you, Tim, but I do mean to interrupt you, but it's for a good reason, I promise. I think, we think about things when we look at sporting events, we think about them as a whole, right? Yeah. How did the game go? How did the race go, right? Yeah. When you're a driver, especially, and you're alone, right? This is so much different than a team sport where, you're sitting next to a guy and you're passing them something or you're talking to them or whatever. Yeah, you got your team on the radio, but you're really focused. As a driver, is it really as granular as, okay, next braking zone, next straightaway, next, you're not because do you lose track of the laps as they happen? When you've got a veteran who in this case is a world champion, the most recent one, bearing down on you, where is your mind? Where should it be in a good scenario?
Well, I think it's different for every driver. I think for, some, the way they look at it is when they're being put under that pressure, and this is some of the drivers who I've worked with, it's always it's always making
people don't know this, but you actually train drivers.
Yes. Yeah. It's always good to have them understand that, hey, when that guy's coming up behind you and they're starting to put a little pressure on you and make you feel it a bit, that's your moment to just say, okay, there is someone coming, acknowledge that there's somebody that is trying to track you down, but how am I going to keep this momentum going forward? How can I extend the gap even though they closed it? What can I do? So it's finding, maybe a little bit here in this braking zone. Oh, maybe if I concentrate on my right foot a tiny bit more, I can get back to power that split second earlier, which is going to help me later on down the straightaway. And for myself, I never liked the team giving me lap after lap after lap. Hey, it's lap 2. Hey, lap 3. Hey, lap 4, lap 5, lap 6.
Just don't talk to me about that.
Don't talk to me about that. Tell me what's happening within the race. Tell me what they're doing behind me. Give me that information. What do I need to do next? And then just give me the halfway point and 5 laps to go. And so I think for Antonelli, however he's able to think his way through those moments of pressure, he needs to keep doing that, because that was a really impressive drive from him in the back half of this race today on Sunday.
Right. Yeah, and I think as a 19-year-old, you just you have to marvel at that. And as Lando, because Lando stuck with him, what was there, 20, 30 laps that they were that close to each other, right? It was a really long part. And that's the thing, when you're an athlete, especially like a Formula One driver, you lean on the fact that you've got experience. In Lando's case, you've already chipped, you've got nothing to prove in that. No one can ever take that away from you. And you are basically attempting to get them to get nervous and make a mistake themselves. And I think about, remember George Russell crashing in Singapore? Was it 2022 or 2023 where he had the race lead and he crashed?
So he was
you remember that one, right?
2023, that's the one that Carlos Sainz. So Sainz won.
Sainz won that
2023 in the Ferrari. Russell was chasing. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure Russell was chasing Norris, and Norris had he was following Norris like way too close. Like in terms of sometimes when you get behind a driver, you do end up starting to do the things that they do. Right, you're not doing your own thing anymore because you're so close, and you're just the only thing you can look at is the rear, and you're just watching everything that they're doing, and you start doing everything that they're doing. So when Lando brushes the wall, George brushes the wall, but he brushes it a little bit harder. That breaks the thing and sends him straight on into the wall. So
right.
That is what happened with George Russell in Singapore. Just not trying to do too much, but he just paying too much attention to what the other driver was doing in front of him.
Right. And but that's the thing is that George being a younger man at that point, that's a rookie not rookie mistake. I mean, it was, he was still relatively new at Mercedes.
Yeah, he was. That was the second season at Mercedes. Yeah.
And Kimi didn't break. No, and there was a lot of pressure on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you make a good point. And I think
I'm not saying George did, but it happens, right?
Right. I think even when Antonelli was having gearbox issues, he was having a lot of issues with the downshift and the paddles, and I'm not too sure that Toto didn't really explain, like, what's obviously they wouldn't explain what's going wrong with
of course not
equipment. So, we have to basically guess at this moment, but I wonder if it was software based that wouldn't allow him to downshift properly. And so also having to deal with that while you've got, reigning, F1 champion Lando Norris breathing down your neck.
All right. We're going back for the third period here, and it's been a bit of a sad sack game for the Ducks. I think the things to look out for this are do the Ducks show any signs of life? This is an opportunity for Coach Q to kind of put in mix some things up, right? You haven't got good goaltending tonight. Maybe a good opportunity to switch your guys around. And I think I'd like to see him mix up the lines. I think Mason McTavish has got to get into the next game. And, I feel like if you can get, let's say this, you almost have to look at the third period like it's the beginning of the next game. So you want to go out and you want to set a physical tone. If you're Jansen Harkins and you're Ross Johnston, you want to lay the body big time. And you want to make sure that you get a couple of goals, ruin the shutout, and then go into the end of the game feeling like, okay, we got something back. We got some flesh and blood, and we got a couple of goals. If you're Vegas, you just want to keep doing what you're doing. They've been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It's been a top to tail, excellent defensive performance from the Vegas Golden Knights. Their PK is awesome. Their PK is so awesome they scored on a shorthanded goal. Like, it's just insane. And Marner's got 4 points. He's got a power play goal. He's got a shorthanded assist and a couple of even strength ones. He's having the game of his life right now. Excellent stuff. And I think if you're a Knights fan, you're probably loving this. I think you're loving this. West Side Shane says, do you miss Marner yet? Oh, I think so. I think it's fair to say you can miss Mitch Marner and maybe not miss the back and forth between him and like the media and stuff, but like the player, who's not going to miss that talent? He's looking good, man. He's looking real good. Strong player. Jordan said, what if McKenna is Marner 2.0? Well, then great. That's great. Try to surround him this time, man. Try to surround him. You gotta look after these guys. Austin Walker 5510. Someone at Leafs HQ just broke. Oh, okay. That was earlier. I got that earlier. Anyway, party time for Vegas. I feel like I'm trying to break this down in my mind of like what what you feel like if you're a veteran team like Vegas. You've lost Mark Stone tonight, which is a big deal. Although knowing Mark Stone, he'll probably be back next game. But this is an emphatic win. You got in the goalies' heads. Austin Walker says, I think the kick in the ass, I think Torts was the kick in the ass Marner needed. I don't know if that's the case. I think William Karlsson coming back was a big deal too. Like Marner's now, like he's part of the struggles that Vegas had was they were like, well, we don't have another centerman and Karlsson's out and Hurdle's not what he used to be. And so we're going to play Mitch at center for half of the year. And I think it affected his points, but his play was excellent, especially his defensive play. And now he's just playing the position he's comfortable with and he's being a rock star. Jordan says, Adam, do you think Matthews is staying? What's your feel on it? I think you should believe what CJ and Elliott are telling you, which is he hasn't made up his mind yet. And I don't think he's going to make up his mind until he sees what they do. You know, you can give him a plan all you want, but he's not, it doesn't sound like he's going to do that. Now, is that the right thing for the Leafs to do? You gotta think about that if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. By the way, 5-on-3 for 5 seconds. And then it's going to be, I think Ville Husso took a penalty, so it's going to be 1 minute and 39 seconds of power play time. Eichel tried to score there. I don't know. For Matthews, I'm of two minds on that. I've said this on the stream many, many times. So if you're a longtime viewer of these streams, you know this. They gave him 9 straight years in the playoffs. They made him captain. And at the first sign of trouble, you're going to go. That seems a little not great. It's not a great look. But the other side of that is the organization took the biggest fall it's ever taken this season in terms of points. It was a disaster season. And, you know, he's got a short career. He's in his prime right now. I'll tell you, what would help them, here comes Seneca trying to race with Marner for the puck. Those are two great skaters, by the way. If Matthews wants to wait and see, then I don't know how the Leafs can move forward as if he's going to be there, because they could make all these moves and he could still say to them in July, yeah, I want to trade. Like, that's entirely possible. So I believe what CJ and Elliott say. And I have some concerns because Shaka said that he has a relationship with, or that he knows the Matthews family. It's true he probably met them, but I watched Darren Drager's segment on TSN today, and they don't really have much of a relationship. And Darren kind of confirmed that. And it's not that it's a bad thing. It's just they haven't spent any time together. So that feels to me like a bit of he was nervous at the press conference, bit of an unforced error. That's what I would say. That's my thinking anyway. Somebody said thoughts on Mitch tonight. He's been phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. He's able to play his game because William Karlsson is playing his. This is exactly what the Vegas Golden Knights front office envisioned when they brought him. It's true. Jordan says Matthews can walk for nothing. Well, in 2 years he can. He can't right now. So, by the way, I have the name for the giveaway. For our good friend Wild Wing here, who's a sassy duck. Look at him he's crossing those hands and he's staring down the camera. Sassy duck. But I'm going to make you wait till they go to commercial. So the next 3-4 minutes of play. And then I will tell you. STS136 says, Adam, answer me. God damn it. I don't know what you asked. We could do some Q&A right now because it is 5-0. So if you do have some questions, I'm happy. Mr. C37, swaggy duck. STS, who do you think the Leafs are picking this year at first overall, and should the Leafs make some major moves this offseason? Well, they don't have a choice. They have to make some major moves this offseason. Their defense is slow and old. I think this is the window to trade Morgan Rielly. You don't know if Matthews is going to stay. if Matthews goes, my gut feeling is that William Nylander will want to go because he doesn't want to be a part of a rebuild. And he said as much. So to answer your question, this could be a massive offseason change. And listen, if you think it's cool that they would trade all these people, you're not going to get, just like you can't replace Marner, you're not going to get a goal scorer like Matthews again. You're not. You're going to have to change the team again. And then we're looking at probably another 2 or 3 years. Maybe they make the playoffs, but they'd have a lot of young, good talent. But it could be a bit. And I hope you guys are ready for that if you're a Leaf fan. Because that era would well and truly be over. Now, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they all need to start fresh. Maybe, you get Sundin in there with the young kids and he teaches them the pride and the crest and all that stuff. I don't know. Oh, I got to put my chair down, says Hayden. There we go. How's that? Adam, have you ever watched Criminal Minds? I never have. Oh, good play out front. Carlson had a beautiful opportunity, and that was turned aside by Husso. Adam, my non-hockey friend saw a giant flying duck on the TV and asked, is this normal in hockey? It is normal in hockey. It's normal in public. Thoughts on the Leafs trading down with the first overall pick? They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Adam, have you watched Dexter? I've watched a little bit, and I've watched a little bit of Dexter New Blood with my wife. My wife's a big Dexter fan. So I hadn't watched it, and then I've watched a little bit of it. And it's good. Murder's not my thing. Like my wife, I left her at home today. She's like, I'm taking a break from hockey tonight because she watches all the time. And I left her with a murder documentary. She loves a murder doc and a murder podcast. Does she watch scary movies? No. Does she watch documentaries about murder? All the time. I don't understand it. M says, did anyone at SDPN see the off-Broadway play Islander about John Tavares leaving the Islanders for the Maple Leafs? I never did. I didn't know there was a play about it. That's interesting. Lil Jet 1414, what was your favorite class in any level of education? Well, gym class, and I also loved history. And you know what? I really loved English and like creative writing. Those are the things that I excelled at. And Mr. C37, what murder? He's a great guy. Renee said, Adam, murder? Blink twice if you're okay. D. Shea says, Matthews to Utah for Dursey and Krause. Well, they better get more back than that. But I think Utah would make sense. San Jose would make sense. LA would make sense. Lots of places that would make sense. Anybody would want the guy. What else we got here? Jay Sarge, do you think the Rangers could get the Sharks pick? I actually do. But it depends on how much of a rebuild the Rangers want to do. Like, let's say the Rangers call and they go, we're rebuilding. You guys need defense. We'd like the second overall pick. Can we put together a package? And I'm not saying one for one, a package with Adam Fox and the second round pick included. What would that look like to you? Oh, shot out front. Good save by Husso. He's still engaged. I think here's the thing. The Sharks are going to need to load up on defense. It just can't be Mario Ferrero and Dmitry Orlov forever, right? They got to figure that out. Michael says nothing, but he dropped a $5 super chat. Thank you, Michael. Ghost of War said, if the wheels start to fall off, I really hope they give Tavares a good opportunity to get traded to a true cup contender. That man has been giving Leafs Nation everything he could. Yeah, well, I don't think Tavares wants to go. His family's entrenched here. He wants to be a Leaf forever. That's why he signed the contract that he signed. John Tavares is the greatest free agent signing in Leafs history, and I don't think he wants to go no matter what happens. So I'd be surprised if he asked for a trade, to be honest with you. Hayden says, I think he's a win here or not win at all type of guy. I agree with that. Jonas says, Adam, you want to know a fun fact? Oh, shot from the point. Good save by Carter Hart. Adam, you want to know a fun fact? There are two who the Leafs drafted in the Cup era with a playoff Hattie. sadly, neither of them are with the Leafs. Mitch Marner and Nazem Kadri. You know what? It is what it is. I can't change it. I can only cheer for the team. That's all I can do. What can I do? What else can I do? Is it sad and depressing? Sure it is. Absolutely. Detroit fan in Montreal. Adam, how is Everly? She's great. She is well entrenched in learning to read. And it's been kind of cool because now she's reading like, what's that guy's name? Very famous Canadian author. Famous Canadian children's author. Robert Munch. Thank you, Hayden. I couldn't think of his name. The Mortimer Be Quiet. She knows that book and she can just read it like page, back to front or front to back to front. Like she knows that thing off by heart. And the reading thing is kind of cool because you all of a sudden they know what words mean. And in the house, you're like, oh, I can't just like when we used to say ice cream, we used to spell ice cream out so she wouldn't know what we were talking about. Now she knows what we're talking about. So we have to come up with a code word for it. Turning the tables. Adam, help me feel better as a Canucks fan. I'm so happy for you guys, but I'm also sad. Listen, 3rd overall pick, it's probably going to be Caleb Malhotra, right? We all know that. This guy is going to be a difference-making centerman. I don't know if he's a top centerman or if he's a second-line centerman, but either way, those don't grow on trees. And he's a very competitive, give you 100% all the time kind of guy. He's incredible. He's incredible. So I think here you got to remember the Canucks got Quinn Hughes at number 6. That's the best comp I can give you. And I know that they say there's a considerable drop off after 1 and 2 in this draft. We don't know that. Nobody knows that. Like, when does a draft year ever work out the way that people project it? Nobody can read the future. There's good scouts who can tell you good things, but I'm telling you, you just never know. Anime Cowboy, I look at the Leafs exactly how I look at the Cowboys. If you only invest in the stars, you're going to get burned when they're not in play. Yep. I think that's fair. I think it's totally fair. I think the Leafs had some good plans in the last generation here with Shanny and Dubas and Lou. And that's the end of the shutout. It's going to be Beckett Seneca with a goal. That was a hard angle shot by Killorn that somehow snuck through the pad of Carter Hart. And Seneca with the goal. Hey, listen, give the Anaheim Ducks fans some credit for sticking around. That arena is still mostly full and it's 5-1. Give them credit. Because I know Leaf fans would be like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm tired of this shit. Yeah, don't worry. If you got super chats, I'm going to come to you. Don't worry. Killorn just wires that thing, and it kind of catches Carter Hart the same spot it caught Husso. Whew. Look at that squeak across. Wow. Camp 7970 says, what do you see in the future for the Calgary Flames? Well, they got the 6th overall pick this year, which is kind of, honestly, like if Canucks fans are sad, I get it. With like Flames fans, I really get it. I think the Flames are a couple years away, but I think they've got a good system for like good players. I hope this year is the year they get like a game breaker. Zane Parekh, I think, is going to be too. And I mean, they've got Dustin Wolf, and Dustin Wolf reminds me of the kind of goalie that could be what Mikko Kiprusoff was. Just so outrageously dominant. Shot on the net by Eichel, by the way. Hayden said Paul Coffey was drafted 6th overall. There you go. Hey, Quinn Hughes was drafted 6th overall. I just said it. So I think Calgary will be fine, but I think they're going to be good when the new arena is built. Like, I think they're going to be rising back to prominence. It is going to be a longer rebuild there, but they've already got some good players under contract, man. Like, it's not the worst. What do we got here? Regular fly guy. If the Leafs can get a decent return for Nylander, they could turn things around very quickly. I don't know if the new management has the balls to make a big move like that, but it's what I would do. Well, I agree. And I think that if you're John Scheike, everything's got to be on the table. But it really does just come down to like how their meeting with Austin Matthews goes. And I don't know that he's going to make up his mind till July. So I don't know how they operate here. Look at Anderson and Killorn going at each other. I don't know what they're going to do. Honestly, I don't. And that's what makes it kind of exciting, too, because it's all going to be a surprise. And there's no way to know how John Chaika is going to react because we haven't really seen him in the NHL for 6 years, and we haven't seen him running the Leafs. So there's no predictability there. There's no way to go, well, based on his past behavior, I would expect A, B, and C. We have no idea. Oh, big save. Marner almost had his 4th goal of the game. Philly Husso just made an unbelievable save. Marner looked skywards, but he still got the puck. Woo! And the puck is cleared out. Marner had an unbelievable opportunity. Listen, Husso at least came to play in the 3rd period. You got to give him that. He could have given up. The Ducks could have given up. They're treating it like it's a period in the next game. I think that's what you got to do. Trumpeting Swan said, Oshawa Generals alumni Beckett Seneca on the board. Oh, Thomas Hertl almost got a minor little breakaway there, but Jackson Lacombe was able to break that up. Kreider, shot. And that puck is redirected wide. McNabb with the redirection on that one. By the way, McNabb with a shorty tonight. Terry, puck low. Regular McKenna's really good, so even if they do, they're probably a playoff team. Well, I think McKenna's a good guy to pair with Matthews. You know, you got Matthews' experience and his defensive acumen. He's really, really good on the defensive side of the puck. And then he's got a guy like Gavin McKenna who's got apparently a lot of vision. I'm not a draft expert. I'm just going to tell you what I know from the top 5 guys. But I would tell you that from what I've heard, McKenna's got a lot of vision. A lot like Mitch Marner. So Benjamin says Rupe Hintz was drafted 49th overall. Yes, he was. Oh, shot by Seneca there. And that hits. That's a big shot. Yeah, and Mark Leach is the guy that, by the way, Mark Leach, who runs the Leafs drafts now, Mark Leach was the guy that drafted Rupe Hintz at 49th, or was it 49th overall? Yeah. Jordan said Jackson Lacombe was drafted 37th overall. See, this is the thing. You just don't know, right? And this is why people shouldn't be too sad. Jackson Lacombe is going to win Norris trophies, and he was a 2nd-round pick. Like, there is other talent. It takes years, but there is other talent. Riddick with 5 SDPN memberships. Riddick, man, you're coming in late dropping those SDPN memberships, brother. Rene said Toronto needs right wingers. Well, so yeah, McKenna's a lefty, right? So, I mean, you can move guys over. Nyes and Cowan. So Nylander's a right winger. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. But, you know, maybe one of Cowan or Nyes moves this offseason. That's always possible. You're going to have to rebuild that defense. Maybe you go get Darren Radish, but that's not going to be enough. Do you move a guy like Matthew Nyes? Do you move a guy like Easton Cowan? I don't know. It looks like you got some found money in Bo Grew. He can play depth center for you. Shot on the net, and Carlson puts it right on the pad. And this is what I needed the Ducks to do, I think. If you're a Ducks fan, you got to get in there, wash some faces with those gloves. And Beckett Seneca is a pain in the ass. Everybody hates playing this guy. He's always in the shit. So when they do that, they're trying to send a message like, we're not done. Don't think that it's going to be easy on Sunday. Riddick said Kitchener Rangers up 2 games in the OHL finals. Happy. They're playing Brantford, right? Barrie. Oh, they're playing Barrie. Okay. Brantford's out, right? Oh, Brantford was up 3-1 on Barrie, and Barrie came back. Oh, that's rough. Christian said Toronto needs mobile right-handed D much more than right wing. I agree. That's why I think if you're moving a guy like Cowan or Nyes, you need to get a stud defenseman back. That's why I was so listen. I don't want to lose Nyes, but I would be very down to see a guy like Simon Nemec walk through the door. Oh, giveaway time! I forgot. Thank you, Hayden. Lori Fair. Congratulations, Lori. You are the winner of Wild Wing. Lori, are you still awake? I hope you are. Lori entered her name in the description. Lori, you've got yourself a Wild Wing. I don't even know what province you're in, but congratulations to you. We're proud of you. We love it. We love our Wild Wing. Take good care of him for us. Congratulations, Lori. 182 Kramer said Chase Reed is going to be a stud. Got to watch him in the past 2 years in the Sioux. Yeah, apparently Toronto really liked him. And I don't think that they were expecting, if they kept the pick, I don't think they were expecting it to go to number one. So from what I've heard, if they were going to keep it, they thought they would probably have it at 5th. And he would probably be available. Listen, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibilities that if they do decide to do like a full, it wouldn't be a teardown, but it would be like a retool on the fly and get a lot younger. Call San Jose. Do you want, let's say Matthews? Yeah, people are always talking Matthews to San Jose. Okay. So Matthews to San Jose. Does that get you the 2nd overall pick and a prospect? 2 prospects? It might. Best goal scorer of his generation. It might. Dan Patrick, after tonight, Marner will be the points leader in the playoffs. Good for him. He's had a killer game. Unbelievable. Shot by Gauthier. There is a rebound. It did go off a body. A lot of people like Carroll's too in the chat here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, I told you, I'm not a draft expert, but I think there's some talent in this draft. And remember, you never know until 4 or 5 years later. You really just don't. Mickelson says, where the F was this, Marner? You know what? I think part of it was team construction. I think part of it was Mitch. But I do think that the Leaf, you got to go back and look at those Leafs rosters where, Mitch was sandwiched in there with Matthews and Nylander and Tavares. Those guys made so much money, and the cap never grew, and the Leafs never pivoted. So it was all on those 4 guys to get it done every night. And Karlsson just walked in, and then Terry with the backhand. That's what Leo Karlsson can do to you. He's crazy. Yeah. I don't know. To me, Shotgun Draw said, no, San Jose has 0 interest in giving up number 2. Matthews isn't going to fetch much as people think. I think you're wrong there. In fact, I know you're wrong. And I know San Jose absolutely has interest in moving that pick if it makes them better. Davey said Adam Fox plus their 5th overall and something. You know what? I don't know. Jordan says San Jose needs defense. They do. That's why I thought Adam Fox might work. Another guy which is interesting, is Zach Rowinski is on his last year, I think, of his deal. Last 2 years, something like that. And he's made the playoffs 1 time in Columbus. You kind of wonder if he's going to stay. And he's going to win the Norris this year. Yeah, Rowinski could be, I could see him being a Shark. Listen, the Blue Jackets in this current roster form have had 2 cracks at it, and they both times barely missed the playoffs. At some point, you got to admit you just don't have it. And then go commit to a rebuild. You got a good fan base that will show up if that will buy in and actually do the thing. Do the thing. Dan Patrick said, 1st overall to St. Louis for Robert Thomas and the 11th and 15th. Man, now we're cooking with gas there. Listen, I like Robert Thomas a lot. I don't mind that. I actually don't hate that. Although, Hayden's immediate reaction was the same as mine, which is okay. But Doug Armstrong would never do that. Doug Armstrong and Alex Steen, they set an outrageously high price for that guy. Oh, big shot here. Although Robert Thomas totally fits the Leafs window. Matthews for Tristan Jarry. I don't know about that, guys. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Leafs, if Matthews goes, the Leafs, the Leafs trade Matthews and Nylander. They get some good young prospects back. Think about what Quinn Hughes was able to fetch. Now, think about if the Vancouver Canucks had two players roughly to trade like Quinn Hughes. Now, Quinn Hughes, obviously, I don't think he had trade protection. Oh, here we go. We got a breakaway. It's down, away, shot, save by Billy Husso. Imagine you're able to get two similar hauls for what Vancouver got for Quinn Hughes. Something like that, right? Maybe you don't get as much because I don't know if Quinn had trade protection or not. But, imagine you're able to get that. And then in a couple of years, number 97 might be a free agent. And wouldn't you want to position yourself to bring him in? Girthy Bettman, what if McKenna pulled a cutter and told the Leafs he's not playing there? Well, then the right thing to do is to trade him to Philadelphia for Jamie Drysdale. Colt 289, be honest. How honest does 34 have to be about his health in general with the teams and organizations? What do they know? They know everything. The organizations get to decide, which is why Jack Eichel left Buffalo. They get to decide in a lot of cases what kind of treatment you take. Now, they use you as consultation and that sort of thing, but Jack Eichel wanted to get this surgery done on his neck that the Buffalo doctor said, no, you should not do that. And, I think, there we go. And we got a second goal here. Are the Ducks in this game? Chris Kreider with a goal. Duck fans are cheering it on. They're cheering it on. And also, Jack Eichel. So Jack Eichel traded to Vegas, and Vegas said, yeah, go ahead, get the surgery done. Let us know when you're ready. And he won a cup. Good call. Hayden said, players are allowed to get a second opinion, but the team is allowed to ultimately decide. So they know everything about a player's health. I think part of Matthews' dip in production for sure has been injury. But I also think it's been Craig Berube trying to use him like an elite defensive center instead of a center that can score you 50 goals and give you some elite minutes. That was my issue. Blue and green ice. Wild Wing is coming to Saskatchewan. Thanks, guys. Congratulations, Laurie. Woo! See, the Ducks came out and did the thing they needed to do. Oh, Trouba was tripped up there, but the ref didn't fall for it. I think he sold it a little bit. Hey, if you can get it within two. Oh, play along the side of the net here. If you can get it within two, now we got a game. Now we at least got something interesting going. They need a goal here, though. They need a goal in like the next minute. Because then you could start to think about, well, should we pull the goalie? We should pull the goalie, right? It looks like Husso might get pulled anyway. Look at how far out he is. Now, the thing about the Ducks here is that Vegas has not let them have a lot of puck possession in their own zone very much this entire game, especially on the power play. So if you pull the goalie, there's a shot. Seneca almost had his second one of the night. And the puck is out. That is empty. Puck goes off a skate. Lacombe getting tripped up. Howden hits him against the boards. Anime Cowboy in the U.S. on TNT. Paul Bissonnette just ran laps around the set for saying Marner wouldn't perform in the playoffs. Damn. That's funny. Good for him. Dan Patrick moved 34, 44, 88. If not waive, then sit them. I don't think you'd have to waive. I don't think you'd have to sit them. They'd waive. If you're going for a rebuild. Nylander said, I want to stay in Toronto unless they're rebuilding. Matthews hasn't made up his mind. And I think Riley's time has come to an end, and I think the Leafs know that, and I think he knows that. So. Hayden says, where does Tessa Virtue live? They just built a house here in Toronto, so I don't think they want to go, but I also think it's probably time, and they probably recognize that. I love Morgan Riley, the person. He is a good person, and I would honestly, maybe I'm a sicko. as much as I've been like, they got to move on from him, now that I think Berube is going to be gone, I don't think it's a coincidence that his 2 worst seasons have come under Berube. I just don't think his play style fits Craig Berube's. And so would it shock me to see him have a resurgence somewhere else under a different coach? It would not. It would not. Goes by Ty says, oh, no, was it not Goes by Ty? Who said it? Oh, Jay Starch. You guys want Mike Sullivan? No. Auntie says, how do you rebuild without your own picks? You should check the Leafs draft picks. They've got plenty of picks. They may not be their own, but they've got a lot of picks. Like, I'll pull up Puckpedia right now. For the Leafs specifically, Toronto. So Toronto has, they've got a first, a second. They have Buffalo's second rounder this year. They've got a first, second, third, fourth, 2 fifths, and a sixth this year. Next year, they've got a first, which is Colorado's. They've got 2 seconds, a fourth, a fifth, and 2 sixths. And then nothing in 2028 in the first round, but then they got a second and a third. So they've got picks. They got lots of picks. They actually have a lot of value in those picks, too, especially with the first overall. That helps. Yeah. Hayden's like, I'm really excited to see what Mark Leach does with these picks. I am too, but a lot of this stuff is going to take years to play out. We won't know for a while, but he did a hell of a job in Dallas. The reason Dallas are so great is because of him. And Jim Nill made some unbelievable trades. Granlund shot. Oh, yeah, Mark Leach also did the late 90s, early 2000s Red Wings. You know, the Zetterbergs and Datsyuks. So, Granlund! Shot! Oh, how did that not go in? 3:08 to go. Guys, we might actually have a game here. Lacombe along the boards to Granlund. Granlund shot, and that goes into the crowd. Jordan, Adam, are you worried about Shaika? I hope Mats can take over. I think Mats has a lot of power in the organization, guys. Am I worried about Shaika? I'm not worried about Shaika. I am giving Shaika a fair shake. I don't know. Listen, the resume from Arizona is a little bit mixed, and I don't care about the suspension or whatever, whatever they were working out the prospects. I don't care. I don't care. You're cheating. Everybody cheats. It's, just don't get caught. Shot. Good save by Hart. So I don't care about that stuff. I care about, what kind of chaos was he facing? Remember, that's the owner before the guys who were like, we're going to build the arena. We're going to build it. Look at these blueprints. Okay, we're selling the team to Utah. This is the owner before that who was just as kind of, allegedly anyway, unstable as the other guys. So I think there was a lot of chaos there, not a lot of resources. I'm willing to give it a chance. Carlson made a great play over to Kreider, who tried to get it in front. Or was Terry? Terry scores! Oh, I thought that went in. Does it not go in? Did that stay out? Oh, man, even the announcers thought it went in. No goal again. Man, the Ducks are pressing. Vegas throw the puck out, and that's an icing call. Okay, I got to have another look at this. How did Kreider not put that in? I think did that hurt him? Oh, wow. Oh, he just couldn't hit it. It was a bouncing puck. Conga says, your last podcast, McKenna and his defensive issues sounded it was fine due to his points, but Willie gets criticism for the same defensive issues and putting up points, or did I understand something wrong? Conga. McKenna's 18, Willie's 28. Willie hasn't learned, McKenna can. And not everybody's going to be perfect on defense, but yeah, I'm going to give William Nylander shit if he's not busting his ass back. Oh, here we go. Vegas has just ended the game. It's going to be 6-2. You know what? Credit to Anaheim for at least making it interesting. Was that Howden? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so, the difference is that William Nylander dogs it sometimes. And that's been his game, and he drives Berube nuts, and he's driven every coach nuts with that stuff. That's William Nylander. So, yeah, I'll give him shit when he does that. But when he does make great defensive plays, which he does, it's because he's put the extra effort in. Yeah. Do I have an issue with an 18-year-old coming into the league and having warts in his game? No. That's normal. .148 left to go in the third. This game is over, but a nice, good little fight back by the Ducks here. At least go out and show you got some heart and soul. And they showed their fans that. They showed the Knights that. Game 4 is a jump ball, but the Golden Knights going up 2-1 in this series, and that really constricting defense that they're playing, dangerous. Brett Howden, my old roommate, played junior with him in Moose Jaw. Oh, that's interesting. Another amazing game by Hart. I hope Carolina beats the Avs. Yeah, man. I don't know. Whatever team plays Carolina in the Eastern Final, they're going to be exhausted. Because I'm going to sneeze here in a second again. Okay, maybe. Sorry about that. Woo! Whoever plays them in the East Finals is going to be exhausted. Because, like, they're going to have long series. Are Ross Johnson and Kolasar going to go at it here? They're talking. They're talking. Is Kolasar going to give him a fight? I don't think so. Hayden said they did that at the end of the last game. They did do that. They did do that. $40 seconds to go. Big game for Marner. Another great game for Carter Hart, man. He didn't look great in the first round. He looks sharp now. Great defensive play, like great team defense from these Vegas Golden Knights. Listen. Oh, here we go. Shot. VL tried to put it on, but Carter Hart had the angle on that. Paling's going to keep it in. Austin Walker, gotta love a delayed sneeze. All right. That is it for this game. Listen, everybody, I really appreciate you hanging around. It's been a fun night. It always is. Bit of a blowout tonight, but interesting storylines going into game 4, I think. The Vegas Golden Knights got their win. They got their win, but the Ducks, a little bit of pushback at the end. You love to see it. Tomorrow night, do not forget. Hold on. When does this game start? Wild Avs. Game starts tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So I will see you here at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard. That's 7 o'clock Mountain and 6 o'clock Pacific. And you, me, Maddie, hanging out. And producer Hayden, we wish you the very best of luck. His Minnesota Wild are down 2-0. They're going back home. I can hear him breathing into the microphone right now. Producer Hayden, what do you have to say for the Minnesota Wild going into tomorrow? He says, Wild at 7. All right, guys, good night. Thank you, producer Hayden. Thank you guys for hanging out on your Friday night with me. Love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow.